So, if you feel like boosting the signal, go ahead. If not, that's fine too. So I guess if we're down Soren, I should probably assign someone else because they'll probably be getting here late, if nothing else. Is anyone willing to do it for the extra point, or should I just roll for it? Anybody? I guess I could just...
Sure, I'll do it.
Alright, so that's Anvir. Thank you for doing that.
Yeah, I don't mind stepping up when no one else does. Plus, I'll take a free story point.
Can come in handy. Alright, so Anvir's scribe, Soren is leader and quartermaster. He's not here. I guess we'll see if he shows up. If not, we can pass that around. But Eldwin, you were previous scribe. Do you want to give us a quick recap of last session?
Sure. Oh, in the last session, one big fight. Lot of stuff happened. We had some good rolls and some bad rolls. Managed to take down all of the major players of the Gnolls. Unfortunately, Eldwin, Otto, and Lion all went down at one point during the fight. So they're now a little exhausted, but at the end of it, Captain Yuri got the last kill after everything, and we were rounding up the surrendering Gnolls, and then we were going to investigate the base when we left off.
Yep. So is make sure everyone's chatting as their character, because I think at least one of you might be still on your account picture. And is there any other business we need to do before we start?
Not that I can think of.
Okay. So then, let's get to it. The prison camp. So there's still a bunch of gnolls and humans in cages, and there is also a drow in one of the cages. The gnolls and humans have probably been kind of calling to the group to let them out. The drow has probably just been sitting there quietly. So what do you all want to do? Yuri,
I imagine...
Yuri would first off congratulate everyone and say we probably shouldn't stay too long in case reinforcements are coming. So let's move quick. Spend as little time here as possible. Sorry, I interrupted you. What were you saying?
It's fine. Lion is going to make his way over to where the humans are, and just start getting them out.
All right.
Sabat!
Yeah. Well, they might be a little bit freaked out by you, but I mean, considering that you're trying to get them out, they'd probably get over it quickly. Now, how are you going to get the bars open? Because they are locked.
Okay, so is it made of metal? Is it made of wood?
It looks like they are iron bars, like a cage.
I see. Let me see what I have. I think I might have some in my inventory I can use.
Is there a lock on the bars?
Yeah, it looks like a kind of a shitty padlock on all the cages.
Alright, I'll attempt to pick the... Well, I'll drop disguise self.
Alright, so...
Let me memorize... No, 11 and 9. Alright.
Yeah, makes sense. Alright, so Onyx walks over, dropping his disguise. And actually, several of these people would recognize you. One of them would say, Onyx, what are you doing here? It's the drunk from Candleholm.
Yeah, sure is. Don't tell anybody, but I'm a very respectable drunk.
Oh. Well, your secret's safe with us. Please, get us out of here.
All right. So,
Thieves' tools check, probably. Oh, yeah. So it is a very
Nice.
simple lock, and after about 6 seconds, there is a click, and it just kind of falls off, and the people hurry out, giving you handshakes and hugs as they enjoy their newfound freedom. A couple of them look towards the big turtle man, or turtle, and would say, "Who's this? I assume an ally?"
yes, this is a new friend of mine, Dandy. He's quite talented and very friendly. Don't be afraid.
They cautiously approach with hesitant smiles and say, "Well met, Dandy. You seem
Oh, believe
like,
me, the pleasure is all mine.
you seem like you've seen better days." As they kind of survey how you're limping a little and look pretty beat up.
Oh, please, do not worry about me. These scars will heal in time.
All right, well, thank you for all you've done for us. Candleholm is in your debt.
Oh, believe me, it's no sweat off my shoulders.
Yuri yells over and says, "Oh, you've got them out. Good. Just look around the camp quick and see what we can find." What's everyone else doing?
I would be trying to, see like where the pack leader's tent is, see if there's like anything of note in
All right, so
wherever he was staying.
you're searching the tents.
Yeah.
Give me a perception check as you do a quick sweep of the tents.
Oh, this is gonna be fun.
Actually, give me investigation.
Oh, I'm way better at that. Okay.
Because you are investigating
14.
the tents themselves. So yeah, you find some supplies, some weaponry, probably, let's see. Probably about 30-ish gold pieces. And that's probably about it. But it was a quick sweep, so you probably might be able to find more if you took some time. What about Anvir? What's he doing?
I wanted to check the drow out because he seems like he's just quiet by himself.
Yeah, so as you approach, he's just kind of standing there with his arms folded. He looks to you and says, "I don't suppose you're going to free me, human." Or, actually, you look like an elf, huh? He says, I don't suppose
Yeah,
you're
I'm
going to free me, elf. Or have you just
I
come
don't see
to...
why I wouldn't.
He seems a bit surprised by that. Well, I certainly would appreciate it if you would.
I probably can't, but my friend is very good with locks.
Looks
I'll
over
get
and
him moving.
nods. He says, the Hyena men will probably be here with reinforcements soon enough. They had several patrols out. So, yeah, you might want to be quick.
Oh, well, thank you for your advice, sir.
Nods. So what about Odo? Or Otto,
he's gonna
sorry.
He would try to open this cage of gnolls.
Alright, so you're freeing some
Can I
gnolls.
try to use Mason's tools to break the padlock or something?
Probably, but it would take a lot longer. Because the
Oh, okay.
padlock is made of iron.
Well, I'm also at disadvantage, so I don't know. Like, he was just gonna try.
So you start working on them. And I assume while you're doing that, Onyx is sort of walking around unlocking cages.
Yeah.
Okay.
All right.
Well,
So
Ryan will follow him and help when he can.
Yeah, as long as they're opening all the cages. Like, I mean, Otto might help search one or two of the tents or something as well.
all right. Give me a check for
Yeah,
the Knolls
same
here.
I just did.
Okay. Yeah, you would free the Knolls, who would run over to meet their countrymen, and some of them look like they are not part of either the Shroom Shield. Well, actually, you don't know. Some of them look like they are part of the tribe that helped you, and others look like they're not, and they just sort of cautiously approach to speak with the shaman.
Are there any blood call numbers?
Yeah, that's what he was saying.
No, I thought
the-
he meant the shroom shield. Yeah, sorry.
Yeah, no, the Blood Paw are the ones that allied with you. I don't think have any Shroom Shield other than
Other than
Dosha.
Dosha. I just
Yeah.
meant
I
did we
think we had
find?
freed
I
all
just
the
meant
Shroom Shield.
Yeah.
did we find any of Dosha's people?
Oh, no, you don't see any Shroom Shield here. Well, at least Dosha hasn't pointed any out. He says, no, none of these people are mine. So I would say,
I mean, I guess the ones we saved before were all his. I guess so.
yeah, they don't have as many people in the area. So what about the Drow, Onyx? Are you releasing the Drow?
Yeah, I'll come down and say, so, how did you find yourself in this cage?
Unfortunate circumstances, mostly. As your people might say, bad luck. I believe is the common tongue for it. But hey, good luck has sent you to free me, I hope. And he smiles. Charmishly.
Are your fellow drow not coming to save you?
No, there are no fellow drow anywhere close to this area. I don't
Then
believe
how did
they'll-
you end up here?
He says, well, by poor navigation, I ended up in these caves, lost from my people, far away from the tunnels of the exalted drow warriors and priestesses of Loth.
It sounds like you've had some rather hard times as of late.
Yes, it seems like bad luck continues to get the best of me. But I'm hoping that's turning around now.
Well, look, between me and you, my only concern is I'm getting rewarded for freeing these other people. What will I get for freeing you?
Just breathe them out.
He kind of...
Can Lion gently push aside and just hack off the padlock?
You could start attacking the padlock, but it might take a little bit. But when you say that, the drow sort of looks down at his rags and says, well, unfortunately, friend, right now I don't have much to give you. But if you let me out, I could possibly repay you.
Fine. I'll take an IOU.
He says, I would guess that some of the gold you retrieve from the camp will be mine. Just in the paws of the enemy, and there is a click, and he smiles and bows and says, thank you, friend. The name is Jin. And what was your name?
You can call me Onyx.
Says,
I
well
am
met.
Onvir.
Well met, Onyx and Onvir. I assume you're not brothers. You don't look at all alike.
No, just adventuring partners.
Oh, adventurers. I make it my business to know about adventurers. I'm a bard, you see, at least by trade. Not much of a bard right now, unfortunately, as you can see, I have no instruments. But I do have a lovely voice. Perhaps later I can serenade you all with a song of freedom.
Now that sounds absolutely wonderful. I will take your word for it.
He claps you on the back and smiles, and he says, indeed, my turtle friend. and your name was
Lion. Dandelion.
Dandelion.
Right.
Interesting.
Can I do make a check to see if I think it's unusual for a drow to be a bard?
Sure. Give me an insight check.
Insight?
Well,
That's not going to go well.
yeah. Give me an insight first. All right.
Yeah,
Now give me maybe a history check.
Yeah, not any better. Okay, never mind. Sure, drow bard, sounds good.
He seems charming enough. So Yuri is having her people sort of search, collecting some supplies, weapons, and foodstuffs from one of the tents. She says,
Sorry.
could you all just do one quick sweep of the area, make sure there's nothing hidden anywhere?
Yes, sure.
I am going to be stuffing Hassan pieces into the bag of holding.
Alright, you sigh and pick up pieces of your bunny. But everyone give me probably perception checks as you're looking around.
Yeah, that's a low
I'm-
roll for me.
I'm at disadvantage, but my passive is 17.
So it would be 15 at disadvantage.
Be 12 at this
Or
point.
sorry, 12, yeah.
Okay.
Anyone else?
My passive is 16, and I'm not at disadvantage.
Try.
Wait, Andrew, didn't you go down too?
He did not.
No, I never went down.
He was very close.
Oh,
I
yeah, I
stood
went down
up with-
too, so I got
stood up.
disadvantage too.
Yeah, I was at 1 HP for the last 4 rounds, but I never went down.
Huh, I thought you went down.
Okay, yeah, at disadvantage I got 4.
Alright. Well, at 15, Anvir, as you're looking around, you see one of the stalactites, or mites, over here. Looks a little bit odd to you. Investigation might tell you more.
Yeah, no, I'll point it out to other people so maybe they can look at it as well.
Oh, excuse me.
Oh, not too bad for me.
I got a 16 on investigation.
Alright, so you're investigating, and you find some rocks that can be moved aside, and doing so reveals a bunch of gold ore that seems to be buried here.
Ooh, I found their stash of gold ore.
Ooh, that could be sold for a pretty penny if you who were lucky.
Or refined into coin, Yuri says.
That too.
She says, well, I could certainly use it to help fund the army, but I guess you all could make arguments for yourselves keeping it, the mercenaries, that is. And she kind of looks to the group. Would you like it, or shall we take it?
Well, I am indifferent. I believe in sharing, so I will let the others decide.
She
We could always
says,
split
maybe a 50-50 split. So she goes
Otto-
over and go ahead.
Otto wasn't there for the negotiation, but part of the deal for this campaign was that the tribe got whatever riches we found in the camp.
That's true.
Yes, but we're also nice people, and also, half of their soldiers just died.
They did take a lot of losses.
Yeah.
And she says, I would be willing to split the gold with the Knolls as well, of course. At least my share. Alright, so you're going to split it? Is everyone okay with that?
Yep,
I'm
so
alright.
half for us,
I
and
guess.
then a quarter to each of them.
Yeah. So there are 1,000 gold pieces worth of ore.
So we keep 500.
you could
and
keep
each
500.
Each tribe gets 250.
Yes. The only downside is that it weighs 250 pounds because it's rock and gold.
How much
Yeah.
can we get in the bag of holding?
Yeah.
Not much. Now that I just put 300 and something pounds of bunny in there.
Oh.
Can you not mend him until?
I cannot till we have a long rest.
I see.
I have some
And it
space
doesn't
in my.
sound like we want to do that here.
Yuri
Well, it
says
isn't
no.
much.
Go ahead.
Well, it isn't much. I'm sure some of my giant spiders could also carry some.
Yeah, I forgot you had those.
Have those.
I keep forgetting about them.
And you left them outside the battle, right?
Not quite. Well, yes, outside of the battlegrounds, but it's kind of like near the entrance.
Yeah,
Exit or-
just outside of danger.
Around the bend of the tunnel.
Sure.
Yeah.
All right. So was that a mule spider you had?
Yes.
How much can the mule carry?
Dude, it's also a creature of burden, which means that it counts as one size larger when determining carrying capacity.
Yeah. I think it has the same stats as a mule, basically.
Exactly. It's just a mule if it was a spider. A giant spider, by the way.
So does it say how much it can carry?
Let me check the mule thing.
I mean, I think it can do 250 pounds, unless you already have stuff on there.
A little bit of stuff, but not a lot. Like, I believe what I have on them is a bedroll, some rope, a couple of tents for one of them, and the other one, cook utensils, feed, hunting traps, pot, iron. So, not really that much. I'll do the calculations real quick.
Also, I need
420 pounds.
420 for the spider mule.
Well, for a donkey or a mule.
Yeah.
Yeah. So it's 420
Alright.
pounds.
And
Actually,
they're basically like spiders bred for doing this sort of thing. So yeah, it's basically like a donkey.
Yeah, well,
Alright.
the donkey and the mule will have 420, so that's actually
So-
quite a lot.
I'm just gonna do 420 times 2, and it's a half what I currently have on them quick. So you guys continue on, and I'll just do the math real quick.
We should be able to stock a month. If you have 2 of those, even if they're carrying a bit of shit, we should be able to put it all on them.
That is fair.
Because
Alright.
how much did you say it would weigh? Like 500-ish?
250 for 500 pounds or 500.
Oh
Yeah,
yeah,
that's
that will
fine.
eat there on both
Yeah,
of them.
that's
I have
easy
some
then.
stuff on them, but not that much.
Yeah, you can just give them each 125, and that's like barely a quarter.
Alright, the other
Exactly.
thing is I need a roll on a d10.
Well, let's do it. I'll do it.
Sure, I'll do it. Oh, no,
Okay.
I'll do it.
Hey. 6.
6. Alright. So.
No, nothing happened.
Actually,
nice.
as you're all talking, doing things, Yuri would walk over to the group. She sees you're loading the ore up, and she says, one of my people found this on their commander, the cultist, and she brings out a spear, and it does look like the spear the commander was using, but you notice now as he isn't, or not, sorry, not the spear, what was it called? The halberd. You notice now
Wait.
that it's not. Yeah. You okay?
Huh?
Did you say something?
I said, yeah, it was a glaive,
Glaive.
as I recall.
Oh, I thought you said wait. Yeah. So
No, sorry.
it's yeah, it is a glaive, and it looks a bit odd to you. Does anyone have history? You can make a check if you do.
Let me
think I do.
check. Yeah, I got history. How much is your history? I got a +3.
Well, you can both make it as long as you're trained. You can make it.
I
So.
got disadvantage because
Oh yeah.
Oh.
Because you're
Justin.
wounded.
Hopefully you roll better than me! I know nothing
Alright.
of this glaive.
oh, 22. All right, that's only
Damn,
one.
even with disadvantage.
Yeah. So you would
I am the
recognize.
master of history.
You'd recognize the craftsmanship as being elven and very old. It looks like it's in pretty good condition. She says this might be magical. or at least masterworks. I've never seen a weapon. Well, I shouldn't say I've never. She says it seems to be a very high quality weapon for a gnoll to be wielding.
That's strange,
That is-
actually, because this is the second time we found a weapon like this of Elven make now.
I wonder if they raided a shipment.
Yes, because and I'll point over to the chieftain of the Blood Court. The spear we gave you, the hymn was from one of the Gnoll commanders, I think, as well.
Maybe there's some sort of gnoll or elven ruin near their main base. But yeah, your wizards might want to take a look at this if you have one.
Quite strange.
I will. Well, never mind. I don't have identify prepared.
All right, so she just gives.
I will not yet do it.
She says, "How about this? We take the money, and I'll give you this magical item."
Sure. I'll dump out the bunny parts because after a long rest, I can make another one. So here, you take these parts and put it back together.
Oh well, I don't know if we can put the parts back together. I was more meaning the ore that was found, because this magical item is going to.
Oh, I thought you said bunny.
I thought so
Oh.
too.
I was 100% convinced you said the bunny as well.
No, I
It
said
must be the dental
money.
surgery.
Yeah, it's probably
It
the
must be the
dental
dental
surgery.
surgery.
Yeah.
The gold piece is the golden ore. She says.
Oh.
I don't know if any of us would really use a glaive.
I was like, none of us were
I
really.
actually,
I could use a
gotta get-
glaive, though I'm not quite particular for it either.
I actually can use a glaive.
But it's two-handed, so you wouldn't be able to. How would spellcasting work for you?
Oh, you could still spellcast. All you have to do
I
is
could-
release
yeah.
one hand when you do it, because you don't have all.
Okay.
It's just you can't attack while your hand is being used, but in between attacks you can let go for a second, do the chance, then grab it again, like hold it like
Fair
a
enough.
staff.
And that would prevent me from having to infuse my sword, because if it's already a magical weapon, I get my bonuses from it, and then I could infuse
could do
something
that.
else. It gives us more flexibility, or it gives me
You'd
more
be able to
flexibility.
keep your crossbow.
I mean, if nothing else, you could just carry it around with you. Having a reach weapon is never a bad thing.
Oh god.
But anyway, so she says, "Does that work for the group?" And then we'll just carry the gold.
May I?
Or go ahead, Otto.
I forgot that I have Eldritch Sight. Could I activate Detect Magic while we're looking around?
Yeah, sure. Link Eldritch Sight.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
And once the sphere came out, if we had 11 minutes, I would start ritual casting Identify.
Alright, so yes, the spear, or a glaive, I should say, is magical. You sense a magical aura. You sense that Yuri actually has a magical weapon and a magical ring. And whatever other magical items the group would have.
Also,
As I dance
to be
around
fair,
the
Yuri,
camp,
you do
would
seem
I?
to be
As I dance around the camp, would I see any other glows anywhere?
Woohoo! No, that would be it.
Okay. All right.
I mean, to be fair, you did promise us everything in this base. This does seem a bit like a shakedown.
Give me a persuasion check.
Oh god, why am I doing this?
Yeah, we. What about the persuasion check when the deal was struck?
She says, that's true, and if you really wish, you can take it all. I just felt like it would be a magical weapon such as this of Elven make is quite valuable. I thought it would just be fair if we split the profits a little bit.
It's. I mean, we are giving you some of it. We could. Well, let's discuss it with the rest of the group either way. I'm not from saying anything.
She says, certainly. I think that's all we need, and we're ready to move out unless you all have anything else you wish to do here.
Not that I know of. Actually, Are the corpses of the shaman skeleton guys still around, or just the shaman guy? in
That's where
general?
the.
Oh yeah, no, we didn't search him at all.
The shaman's corpse is here, but it doesn't have anything on it.
Have we searched the bodies yet?
Yes, the soldiers had searched all the bodies. And they kind of made a pile of all the weapons and stuff.
You said there isn't anything on it, but does that just mean in general, or does that mean just like anything practical, like a weapon or a thing like that?
So
Like, is there personal possessions?
they took all the weapons and made a pile. So there's a bunch of spears. You think you remember the shaman wielding a spear? So you guess it would have ended up in the big pile of spears that has like spears, shields, longbows, basically like all the weapons the army had. So you're free to take
gotcha.
any of those.
Looked and seen nothing's magical.
No, it's just a bunch of sticks. Most of these weapons are
Yeah.
pretty trash.
We probably should head out sooner rather than later. Our new friend Jin over here did say they had several patrols out and about that could come back any moment.
That is true. Though, I do have a suggestion. We should probably take the weapons with us. Not so much us as in our group or the army. Just take it away, because if these
I agree.
patrol groups do come back, we're essentially leaving all their equipment. Oh,
We
sure,
could burn
they
it.
down a couple shamans. That is also a good
That
idea.
works.
Yuri nods. That's probably a good idea, she says. Men, throw the spears and bows on the fires. And they nod and start burning all the weaponry. I assume there's nothing that
We'll collect all the arrows and give them to Soren.
Sure. Well, she says, take as many as you wish. There are hundreds, but we are going to burn the rest. Because we don't want to leave any here, unless Soren's going to take all the arrows. Which Take them all, Soren.
He has confirmed he can't come, by the way. I don't know if you saw.
Oh, he said he's out today?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Definitely, yeah, he did say.
Alright, so Soren says, I'll be fine. So she's gonna burn all the arrows.
While they're doing that, would I have had enough time to identify, or is it still too soon?
Yes, but before that, I need a number from 1 to 20 from one of the people in the audience, if they want to give me one. And identifying the glaive, it is indeed a +1 glaive. So a magical weapon.
Can I,
Oh,
So not
no,
masterwork, but proper +1 fuck.
Yeah,
Are
it's
the
a proper +1.
are the gates on like iron hinges or?
Yeah, so it's a kind of a wooden barricade with a iron hinged gate attached to it. All right,
For a
so
moment, I was gonna ask if I could like sabotage the gate like the gate hinges or mechanisms or something, but then I was thinking, yeah, I don't have smith's tools, and I feel like that would be a smith thing. So never mind.
Are there just locks on all these different entrances and stuff?
there
Can
aren't
we just...
traditional locks. They're like bars. Like you bring down the wooden bar and it would close the gate.
Let's just lock all of the gates. Lock them all!
Well, we have to exit one.
Oh,
True.
16.
Who wants to say it's a sacrifice?
Doshot's been an honor. Go get him.
Alright. So, while you are discussing things, one of the guards comes running up and says, Captain, we spotted some gnolls to the north. For some reason, they retreated before approaching the fort. She says, damn it. They're going to tell them we're here. Can we catch them? And she says, I don't think so, Captain. They have a head start. I suppose we could chase them if you think that's a good idea. And she says, no. They're already far ahead. All right, we should
It was
move
only
out.
a matter of time.
She nods.
Before they found it out.
She says, let's set the gates on fire and move out. Burn the tents, burn the gates. If you find any oil, use it to start some flames going. But you have to move quickly. Is the group going to do anything else before she burns everything and moves out?
No, not that I can think of. No, at least for Dandy.
She actually would look to Dandy and says, do you plan to join us for our trip back to Candleholm? Or are you going to head back out into the darkness of the caves?
I think I've been in the darkness for a little too long now. While I am a little anxious of going to a place filled with people that are quite foreign to me, and me foreign to them, I do think it's time that I should find my roots in society.
Oh, all right. Well, you are welcome to join us, friend. I'm sure the inhabitants of Candleholm would be happy to have you. We already have a green dragon. She kind of looks to the group.
I'm sorry, what?
That dragon
Oh,
you brought.
yes, right. Yes.
Yeah.
Sorry, I was very confused for a second.
And she seems a little bit uncomfortable. All right, let's move out, everyone. All right, so the
Yeah, that was
army.
just straight up me forgetting about him.
Yeah, you're like, what? Green dragon. So the army,
I was so confused.
the drow, and of course your Knoll allies begin moving. You travel on through the caves. Give me Give me another number from 1 to 20. I'll say someone in the audience.
Oh, Onyx. I don't know if you heard me before, but I handed off the glaive to you.
Onyx.
Did you didn't finish the identifying, did you?
Yeah,
No, I
they did.
did.
It was a plus one.
Oh, it's just +1? Okay.
Yeah, it's a
Onyx.
proper +1, not a masterwork or anything.
Onyx takes
Now
the
the
glaive.
question is it too heavy for me to carry?
Oh, good question.
Oh, no.
Oh, I have a little more room in the bag of holding. Assuming that what happened? Assuming that Hassan weighs less than 355.
I mean, worst case, you could always put a couple of chunks on Andy's biters to carry.
Oh, Otto, I'll give you your ring back now.
Thank you.
So I guess one of the players give me a roll, D20 roll.
Alright, unless someone else wants to do it.
I'll do it.
Yeah, okay.
2.
I shouldn't have done it.
Why'd you roll? Oh no, you doomed us all, you fool.
Well, actually, that's not a bad roll. And you
thank God.
manage. Let's see, what time was it? It was about early afternoon. So you travel. Oh, you know what? Well, yeah, I guess. Give me up to 2 of you. Give me some survival as your pathfinding a little.
Oh, God. Why did Soren have to be away right now?
I guess Dosha can make one of the rolls. He's been kind of your guide. Oh, Dosha didn't do too bad. Anyone else have a survival roll for me?
Do we have to
let
be trained
me
in it?
check.
Because I ain't.
Oh, do you not have anyone on who's trained?
I'm trained
Only
in survival.
Soren's trained, I think.
It's
So-
only a
you-
+1, but I'm trained in.
Otto
so,
has +3, but he's not trained.
no, you don't have to be
Yes.
trained because Dosha's actually trained already. It's
Yeah, I
probably
think
just whoever has the highest roll.
It's been Soren and Dosha that have been doing all
I have a
that.
+4 to survival.
I'll
Then
roll.
roll.
Roll it
Believe that.
then. Roll it.
All right, yeah, I think.
I think you're the best one.
Yeah, you might actually be higher than Soren. Oh, well. All right.
What
So-
are my rolls?
Yeah, we'll get him out of the way now. So actually, Dosha doesn't do too bad, and the group travels through the caves, avoiding any issues. Towards the end of the day, you're getting close to the gold mine when Yuri calls for a camp. She says, we'll camp here, and tomorrow we'll finish the journey back to Last Light. The soldiers agree, they bed down. The Gnolls actually say, we're going to head back to our village. So back up a bit. Before you left the Gnoll base, the Gnolls would say they're going to head back to their village. So they're taking their prisoners and they're going a different way. And you're
Prisoners.
like the
rescued
prisoners.
Recovered
Yeah.
prisoners. Gotcha. Yeah.
Yeah. And they're also taking some of the prisoners who are of different tribes and bringing them with them, which the rescued Gnolls are fine with that. I assume the group's not going to say anything about that.
Woohoo,
I've
nice
just
to
said
meet you.
thank you so much for the help, and
This
hope your
is-
tribe prospers.
Yes, and I hope yours does as well. Call upon us in the future as we consider the people of Candleholm fast friends. I'm sure our shaman will be happy with this outcome. Alright, so yeah, anyway, fast forward back to the future. You are taking a
Wibbly
rest.
wobbly, timey wimey.
Exactly. You're taking a rest.
Wibbly wobbly.
And you would begin the long rest of the evening. Give me another D20 check. Someone. Someone.
wants to do this?
Anyone. Oh, there we go.
Got it.
Alright. So, night is passing. Is anyone doing anything in the evening, or are you just going to rest?
Dandy is going to take the time to prepare a nice hearty meal for everyone. You know, just setting up the pot, setting up the cooking utensils, and just going at it. He's not in a rush, so he's just gonna take his time and try to make it a little bit for everyone.
Alright, so for the soldiers as well.
Yes.
Alright, there's a bit of a somber mood in the camp as the people are happy to be alive, but there's a bit of sadness for the friends lost during the battle. They're very happy to get some good food, or at least some better flavored food. As the rations that they have to eat can't really be improved that much. But you do your best and flavor them, and everyone enjoys some good food. Does that do anything for them, or is it just like more RP?
It's just RP.
Okay.
Dandy himself loves a good meal. He's a bit of a foodie, as people would call him.
A turtle foodie, or turtle foodie.
Absolutely, he's a big food guy.
Gotcha. Anyone else doing
Very
anything?
cautious around Asian soups there.
Yeah. So is anyone else doing
What's
anything?
Jin doing during this?
Jin?
I'm gonna get out the Hasen pieces and start
Put
reassembling him.
Jin has been fairly quiet. He's kind of been watching things, taking it all in, maybe talking a little here and there to some of the soldiers who are a bit standoffish from him. Excuse me. But yeah, overall, he has not been doing too much. He would love to. Maybe he'll be singing a couple of tunes, some songs of conquest and honor.
Yeah,
Getting
I was
some-
actually going to say if he doesn't start singing, I was going to try and convince him to.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I think also some I feel like the soldiers kind of commiserating or commemorating their lost brothers tonight probably would join into some songs as well. I would think.
Yeah, so he actually has a
Singing
very
like
beautiful
Alvin song.
voice. As he's singing, you're like, oh wow, he's got some talent. And the soldiers are kind of, I don't want to say hypnotized, but swayed by his song. And there's a lot of clapping, and he gives them a bow. And thank you. You've all shown your strength and honor, and I thought a good song was the least I can do. And they
And it was great indeed. Though, only thing that would make it better would be a nice, finely aged oaken cask of wine.
That's very kind of you. Not as good as your cooking, of course, Master Turtle, but
Oh, believe me, that's not my best work. Could have used more salt if I had to say.
well, it was pretty good from where I was standing, but if you say so. I'm going to go to bed, all. Have a good night. He bows and goes, actually, he walks over and says, I just realized I don't have a tent anymore. Well,
Don't worry, I have spares.
I guess I'm sleeping on this rock. And he just lays down.
No, do not. I do such. I have plenty of tents for everyone. Well, I have some. He corrects himself quickly. I actually have. How many tents do I got? I got.
You want to give him a tent?
Oh, absolutely. I got 3 tents.
Says, once again, Master Turtle, you do not fail to amaze. Thank you. And he starts setting up his new tent.
Just call it humble hospitality.
It's just quite hospitable of you. All right. So, other than that, not too much is happening tonight. You would start heading off to bed, and I'm assuming the group's going to take watches, yeah?
Yeah.
I imagine so.
Alright.
I've done enough for today. I'm taking the last watch.
Fair enough. So the watches pass, the night passes without issue. You would wake up in the morning and you would level up. Ba-bum!
Hey!
Hey.
Huzzah!
You're now level
Fear me,
5.
for I now have 3rd level spells.
So we are level 4 or
5.
5?
5.
Okay. All right, just making sure.
A fun one.
Nice.
Fun.
This is a big one.
So Otto would have taken his ring and like nestled it into a little crook in the cave wall and disappeared into his ring before the rest. And in the morning, he's
Let
standing...
me just make sure
Okay.
I have the compendium opened up to you all. Because I don't know if it's shared with this game.
Pretty sure it is.
Let's see. Compendium. Okay, good, it is. Continue, sorry, Mary.
You're fine. In the morning, he's standing facing that same rock wall. His ring is still in the wall, and he's having a conversation in probably in Gnomish, I guess, or maybe Common. I don't know. And some of it, like, you know, you might catch actual like sentences that make sense, and it sounds like he's like, it's, I promise they're good friends. Yes, find new friends of Otto's. And other sentences, you're like, you have no idea what he's talking about. But he seems to be like trying to convince someone that he thinks he's talking to of something.
Does Otto seem insane? Is he in his right mind?
I mean, I think that's obvious.
Can I tell that? I mean, no, yes, obviously, but
So maybe
Oh,
at some
so-
point... Oh, go ahead.
Just real quick, what's the rules for HPL level up again? It's been a little bit.
So what class are you? It's your average plus con.
I gotcha. Thank you very much.
So, yeah, like,
You should just do it automatically.
Yeah. You should be able to select average.
Alrighty.
So at some point, while the camp is packing up and eating breakfast, and Otto's been talking to the wall for a little while, anyone who might be watching or nearby might see a little creature appear next to Otto, and then Otto would collect his ring from the wall and look very pleased. And he's now talking to this little creature just like it is the sweetest, cutest, fluffiest little puppy or something, just adorable. You know, he's saying things like, sweet girl, wonderful girl, such a good girl, such a sweetheart. And here is what the creature looks like.
Did you get back to the chain, did you?
Oh, gosh.
I don't know if you can share it. I think I have to give permissions to share
Oh, no,
with
here-
everyone.
I got it. Well, I guess it's a token action, so I have to pull out the token. So here, let me do this.
a
Oh,
monkey.
I guess I didn't make a token action of it. Okay. All right. Well, you can share it if you want. Oh, there it is. Okay.
It's a monkey.
It's a monkey, but it like hisses and scowls. It bares its teeth at anyone who comes near it. It like does awful little screechy noises anytime anyone approaches. It looks rabid, and he talks to it like it's the sweetest thing in the world.
You're not going to hear me talk for a bit. I'm figuring out the best.
Yeah, we can all take a moment to do the level up stuff.
Oh, Otto, that is quite something.
She's been my finest friend for all these years. I've only had Robinty to talk to. Such a sweet girl. Sweet Robinty. And the monkey hisses at you.
Yeah. I'm gonna go over here now.
Good, so I'm not the only one seeing the monkey. Got it.
Yes, yes, I see it too.
Good. I thought we just took I took just too many blows to the head.
Is there a monkey over there now? What's going on?
I'm just gonna say that Lion probably doesn't notice the monkey, not so much because he's dumb or anything, he's just off in his own little world. Turtle brain go burr.
Fair enough. Alright, do you need any more time to level up, or are you all good?
I'm good.
I'll
We can keep going. I'm just doing like choosing my spells and stuff.
yeah, I'll do the same thing. I'll choose spells while we're going.
Alright.
Yeah, I'm just about ready to.
So the next morning, the group continues traveling, reaching the mine, then heading south to get to Last Light around early afternoon. So you reach the farm area, the familiar farm area. Looks like it's doing well. The couple of soldiers who were left behind are overjoyed to see you all. They're happy that the fight went well and that you all got back. They're also saddened hearing of the loss of some of their comrades. Yuri says, we're going to do some funeral rites before heading back to Candle later in the evening. She says they will, at least the ones who are from the farm will be buried here. The rest will be brought back to Candle for their final rites. What will the Grey Wanderers do? As she kind of looks to Onyx and the rest of you. And I see you got your bunny back up and running. The mythical rabbit, she says, laughing a bit.
He's quite resilient.
So, what will you all do? Will you join us back in Candle, or do you have plans to go somewhere?
As I've said before, I will join back to Candle Cove. Or, wait, was it Candle Cove or Candle
Candle
Home?
Home.
Candle Home.
Candle Home. Okay, Candle Home, sorry. As I've said before.
And she nods and says, well, it will be good to have you back there. It's been a while. You've all been fairly busy. I know we've lost some friends along the way and have changed a bit, but I think we're all better for our experiences. And she would start making plans to head back to Candle. Onyx, do you want to do anything else with your time here at Last Light? Or just wait for the journey?
I guess I'll just wait for the journey because I'd probably be in the workshop that we found.
The
Just
farm
tinkering
workshop.
around with things. Yeah, just tinkering around with things, but there's nothing I can really accomplish at this point. So
What about Anvir? You working on anything
sorry?
here? Are you
No,
working
not
on
particularly.
anything in Last Light? All right. What about Eldwin?
There's nothing I can do here, so.
All right. And what about Otto? I think this is your first time here.
Yeah, he would be friendly, hopping around, hooting and chatting with anyone who was willing. And if there's anything he can do about all around Last Light, like to help, he would join in. He's skilled in masonry and gem cutting, and if there's any need to help with, like, I don't know, rebuilding a wall or something.
Well, there aren't actually any walls in Last Light. You might suggest a project to build a more secure group of entrances into these caves.
Yeah, sure. He would absolutely chat with them about how. I assume by this point maybe he'd have heard about the events that occurred here, and he would suggest how a good fine stone wall, helps a lot for security. And he would probably launch into some ramblings, some of which would tell the story of how his family are all miners, or were all miners and stonecutters and whatnot. And he would maybe even draw some plans, or share any expertise he could.
Alright, well, you don't have time to build the wall, but you could leave them some plans if you want to
Yeah,
give
that's
me
why I said that, yeah.
a masonry check.
Sure. Now, I'm assuming I can use, like, wisdom or something, since he's not actually building the wall, he's just talking about, like, the
Yeah,
plans of
you
it.
could use wisdom or int for this.
Okay. Let's do wisdom. Because he learned a lot about it, but he's kind of the runt of the family. So he doesn't have a lot of strength to actually do stuff.
Yeah.
Oh, 19.
Alright, so you draw up some nice looking plans, and some of the guards look at these and say, oh, yes, we'll see if we can take some time and build this. This should help with the defenses. What
And
about...
he'll even, like, point out, like, what kind of rocks to use, or, like, if he saw, like, certain cave walls or certain types of stone in our journeys around Last Light so far, tell them which rocks to use or something.
Yeah. Well, you think that they would have to actually cut some stones to make this work.
Yeah.
So, yeah, you might point out a couple. None of them are stone cutters, so they're not sure if they can get this done, but they'll see what they can do.
He would
We're
speak
at
very
Last Light, right?
passionately about the different types of stones and stuff, and be very into the conversation.
One of them says, do you think you could stay here a few days and help us create the stones we need?
Perhaps. I've made some new friends, and I have some anxiousness to see Candleholm again. But for the protection of Candleholm citizens, yes, I happily lend my expertise.
All right. So you start showing them how to cut the stone and start working on that today. What about Lion?
Well, yeah. I would talk with the group about, like, what the plans are before I, like, agree to stay for multiple days. But yeah, I'd certainly help them today.
I think, okay, so the general lady, I forget her name.
Yuri.
Her name. Yuri. She said something about soldiers being buried here, or at least the ones that were born on the farm, right?
Yeah, so they're doing some funeral rites throughout the day.
As a paladin, he would probably try to get involved because he's the closest thing to what I'm assuming, the closest thing to a more spiritualistic person like a cleric. Or wait, I'm dumb. Here's a cleric.
What god do you worship? Or do you have a
Well,
god?
except for Anvir.
Except for Anvir,
Yeah, that's
who is an actual cleric, yeah.
Yeah, I'm not too smart, guys.
Anvir is like a weird cleric, though. He's like an emo, like, night cleric. Everyone's kind of...
Yeah.
He's like the weirdo. It's like, I don't know if we want night funerals.
How dare you?
How
I have
dare
been
you.
nothing but pleasant to you.
But yeah, I never really
So
decided
I'm a
on a god yet. But it would be a nature or kind of god, if you know what I mean.
Do you have any spells like what's that one that you can do rites?
Ceremony.
Ceremony, yeah. Do you have anything
Ceremony.
like that?
Yeah, I don't have that. Though, because I'm a paladin, I prepared spells, so I could have possibly gotten ceremony, because I think it's only first level or second level, right?
It's only first, Jet.
Yeah, it's
Yeah, so I
first
could
level.
probably have prepared that between the long rest.
Well, if you had never prepared, you'd have to wait till tomorrow to get it.
Okay. Hey, instead he'll just try to help out, without ceremony for now.
Alright, so maybe talk to some people. Give me a charisma or a diplomacy or persuasion check, I should say.
I will try persuasion since I'm proficient in that.
Alright, so you go around talking to people as funerals are happening, trying to cheer them all up.
Did the roll come out?
I don't see
Maybe it
it.
didn't
Not
click.
yet.
There it is.
There we go.
Low roll,
Yeah, that's
though.
alright.
Not terrible.
He's a big scary turtle person, so that's probably why.
Why is this giant turtle talking about a human death?
Why indeed? Yeah. What god do you worship, giant turtle? Alright, so yeah, you're talking to a few people.
So, Otto would, if at some point Otto overhears that our new friend Dandy is seeking to dedicate his life to a deity, but has not selected the deity, then Otto would take an opportunity to discuss the wonderful virtues of Calardaran, the Deep Brother, the patron of deep gnomes and god of mining and stone carving. I won't spend too much time on it, but he praises the god up and down and tells you all about him.
who are you?
Well, you could always go with Hilda, who guards those through dark times.
Oh no! Otto trained as a cleric. You see, Otto's mother was a cleric. Otto's uncle was a cleric. Otto's grandfather was a cleric. All of Calardaran.
I was raised in a monastery as an orphan.
I assume that both
There's
of you
only
were trying
one.
to convince him to convert to both of your gods.
Otto's not pushy about it. He just shares passionately.
He's just
kind of-
insulted you. Said that you're the most clerical person here.
Who did?
Sorry.
Yeah, Sleepy before said, "Oh yeah, I'm the closest to a cleric here."
Oh,
I don't know. For some reason, I forgot that we literally had a cleric that carried the party last session.
And a cleric
Well,
multi-class.
That's true.
Oh shit, we got a cleric multi-class too?
I need someone.
that's how Otto has that bond thing he puts out.
Ah, I see.
Because he
But
was a
yeah.
cleric before he met his patron.
I gotcha. But yeah, he'll kind of just tug at his collar, kind of like, not so much outright denying, but more so like he's got a reason he doesn't want to share why he doesn't have a specific god.
Oh, gotcha.
So it's just like, oh, I'm very flattered, though. I believe there are some reasons why I haven't chosen a specific god. Not that I haven't, but it is a little complicated.
Alright, so just really quick, I need someone in the audience to choose one of the player characters.
Scared.
Yeah, be scared. So yeah, the time is passing. Yuri is helping dig some graves. The farmers are farming, and you're all doing your various side projects. I'm rolling for stuff. And the DM is rolling dice.
When the DM rolls dice, it's already too late.
Be afraid.
Oh no!
Be afraid. Alright, I don't think I'm getting any choices from the... Oh, someone... Mary, you cheater. Alright. So Eldwin...
Wait, what?
Eldwin,
Hey!
What is your passive perception?
Oh boy, that is a 10.
Okay.
You should have chosen me.
So as you're
I actually rolled a die.
Yeah, that's what probably what I would have done next anyway. So as you're kind of hanging out around the farm, you're near Onyx, watching him use the blacksmith room. You would notice. Sorry, give me a second. You would notice. Looks like James and Ellen, who you probably haven't seen for a while. James is looking much better. Last you saw, he was pretty beat up, but he seems to have healed up a bit. He has a pretty big scar on his chest where his cloak is open, where that arrow hit him. He is speaking with Ellen. What's your insight?
Also 10 because they're both wisdom.
Okay. So you get the feeling they're not hiding it very well. You get the feeling that something is a little bit upsetting to them as they're talking. You can't hear what they're talking about, but Ellen has a look of worry on her face as James is speaking with her. Do you want to do anything?
It's just those two, and they're not being secretive or anything.
It doesn't look like it. I mean, you can't really hear what they're saying because your perception isn't that great. But yeah, it does look like they're speaking and that something is bothering them.
Are any of us even remotely close to him so he could or the noise?
No, this is just Eldwin and Onyx in the workshop banging on maybe Hassan, upgrading him a little bit with the new level up or something.
Yeah.
So I'll walk.
Sorry, what'd you say?
I'll walk.
I do
over
need
them.
to. I'm sorry.
I
do need to upgrade him now that our proficiency bonus changed.
There you go. So maybe you're making his force cannons more powerful or something.
Exactly.
So you were walking over there, Eldwin?
Yeah.
Alright, so you walk over to them. As you approach, they kind of hear you turning around, and they both quiet up a little bit. Ellen smiles, and she says, "Oh, hello, Eldwin. It's good to see you again."
Good to see you as well. The pretty nice scar you got there, James.
Oh, yeah, well, if it wasn't for you all, I don't think I would have survived that, so you have my thanks once again. Ellen nods. She says, "Yes, thank you for bringing him back alive. I would have been very sad if I found out that he died."
Wear it proudly. It's Balscar.
Says, "Oh, I do. By the way, since you saved me, I think you should know that my real name isn't James, it's Davian. Davian Foxheart." And he smiles and gives you a polite bow. Ellen says, "I was kind of wondering about that, why you hadn't told him your name." He says, "I was actually..." Here, I'll show it to you. Boop. Davian Foxheart. He says, "I was actually curious about something, Eldwin. While you were out moving through the caves, did you happen to bump into any mercenaries?"
Any mercenaries?
He nods. He says, "Just human mercenaries. They call themselves the Steel Shadow."
Can't say we did.
He says,
So-
you see a bit of a look of relief as he says, "Okay, that's good. I was worried they might be in this area."
Are they bad news?
They are possibly looking for... He looks at Ellen and she nods, and he says, "They are possibly looking for us. And we're trying to keep a low profile. We escaped one of their slave caravans a little while ago and came to this place to hide out."
Oh, so they're slavers.
Ellen nods. He says, "Yes. They're not only slavers, but It is something that certain groups of them do. I would still be there if not for Davy in here getting me out. He nods. He says, well, it was the least I could do. I feel bad that they captured you in the first place. He kind of smiles and he says, I'm sort of an ex-member, you see.
Oh.
Not something I like to admit, but there you have it. And he says, I saw they captured Ellen, and she seemed like such a sweet girl, and at that moment I knew I had to leave that life behind, so we escaped running into one of the caves, and we were able to lose them, luckily, and we've been hiding out, hoping they wouldn't find us. I just worry all this attention with the gnolls and the gold mines will bring more of their people here.
Well, I'll keep an eye out, and for what it's worth, Davian, you did a good thing. And don't let being part of this group eat you up too much. I have my own history with less than reputable people.
Well, I fear many of us do, but we do what we must. He says, "Thank you, thank you again for saving me."
Let you know if I see anything.
All right. So time passes after that. Not much else happens. Otto, you said you come to the group and ask if you could stay here a few days. Is that right?
No, I would talk to them about what their plan is,
and
right. To find, before I would agree to stay here for a few days. But
oh, by the way, just FYI, sorry, Onyx, you did overhear that conversation while you were in the workshop because you would have been close by.
I should have been paying attention then.
Can you repeat the name of
I got the gist of it.
He's busy with his bunny. He's distracted working on the bunny.
Sure.
Did I recognize the name Steel Shadow?
Give me a history check. And what did you ask me, Eldwin?
I was just double checking the name of the group.
Steel Shadow. So you actually do know of them. You don't know much about
Perhaps
them.
from my former life.
Right?
Perhaps.
I was thinking the same thing. Your future life.
Former life. They are a group that is sort of all over the place down here. Their main base of operations is the Human Empire. I believe it's the Sirith. I forget the human one. Or the Darok. But that's where their main base of operations is, and they generally work wherever the gold is, taking clients and performing tasks. They're not really good or bad people. It just depends on where the gold is.
Do I feel like I heard their name because they were doing some work in the Garroth Empire?
Yeah, I think that's the human one.
I was trying to come... Well, I can modify my background if I need to, but because I don't know anything about these empires, I just picked one.
Yeah, sure, if that's where you're from. Maybe they had some people doing work there.
All right, then I would probably be more... be a little more concerned hearing this, but just kind of take a mental note.
All right. So time is passing. Otto, what are you speaking to the group about?
Just
plans.
Is there a plan for this fine company? What adventures will you encounter next?
Honestly, I do not quite know. But again, I am quite new to this party, so I cannot say for sure.
I guess out of character, do we really have any other story leads that we need to go back to, or at the moment, any other jobs or instructions?
At this point, I
feel
don't
like-
think so.
Yeah, I think really at the moment it's just finding someone to melt our ore.
There might be some downtime,
Okay.
or you can make your own adventure if you don't want to use downtime. But yeah, there's nothing pressing. You've defeated the
Well-
invaders and driven them back.
In
mean-
that case, Otto would ask, like, Otto, I would like to go. I would like to go with you to Candle Home, see my home again, see if my family is as they were, how they've been. But also, if time is not pressing, perhaps I can help these folks a bit more with their wall, help avoid future incidents. Better security here. If everyone indicates that nothing's pressing, then yeah, he would basically ask whether the group would be up for staying a few days.
I have no problem.
Yuri,
I'm fine with that.
yeah, and Yuri would say, I could have one of my soldiers escort you back when you finish, just to make sure you're safe on the roads.
The group or just Otto alone?
Otto, because the group is heading to Candle.
Well, that's what he was just saying. Is like if
Oh,
no one has
if the
anything
whole
pressing,
group's
then-
staying here, you mean?
Yeah, I can. I can
Oh,
stay
okay.
alone. That's fine, guys. That's fine, guys. I can do it that way.
Well, that's what
We can
Yuri
split
thought you were.
off, yeah.
That's what Yuri thought you were saying. But if the whole group wants to stay, that's fine too. I don't know if you all want to
fine,
do
then.
things here. Help with the wall or something.
I'm not too fussed.
And
So
we can pass the time too if we don't want to roleplay 3 days, in the same place.
yeah,
Of
I
downtime,
mean,
I think that's going to be what happens, yeah.
you would guess with the help, Otto. I mean, the big part is just making the stones, which you would need your tools to do. But you would guess with the help of the group, it would probably be a maybe 4 or 5 day project to get all the entrances walled up and
Okay.
secured.
Well, if the group is down and not in a hurry, Otto would definitely help do the planning and directing and oversharing of mineral compositions of the various stones and crap that interests him, and maybe even kind of share techniques and stuff with the rest of the group that he learned from his father and others of his family that work in stone, so that the group can help, like you said.
Yuri nods. She says, I unfortunately cannot delay, and I must go back to Candle tonight. But yes, you're all welcome to stay here as long as you wish. It would make me feel better, actually, to know that you're here a few days in case the cultists show up again looking for some revenge. So, stay, and hopefully we'll see you all again in a couple of days back at Candle.
Well,
We'll
for
see
now,
you
Yuri.
Sorry, Anvir, what were you saying?
Oh, I was just saying farewell for now.
Okay, was someone else saying something?
I was just saying, see you then.
Oh, okay. Alright, so the evening would pass as you start working on your project, and Yuri is going to leave with a bunch of the soldiers for Candlehome. Davian and Ellen are still here. I don't know if Eldwin, you told anyone what he told you. But they've been sticking kind of close. Go ahead.
I would just tell, I probably wouldn't go into much detail, but I would definitely let everyone know to keep an eye out, eyes and ears out for words about the Steel Shadow.
Alright, so if you mention the Steel Shadow to the group, any of you can make a history check for it.
I'll do that.
Oh, I realized I didn't do that either. Would I be allowed to
Sure.
make a history?
Are you trained, Dandy?
Yes.
So you know that the Steel Shadow actually go way back to the 12th cycle. Their group has been around for a while. They have done some heroic as well as some kind of less than heroic things throughout their existence. Their members are all over the place, not as prolific as the Blue Dragon, but still fairly traveled with several bases in prominent areas of the Empire. What else would you know? They're kind of soldiers of fortune. They don't really let morality get in the way, and most often they're sellers of information, but they dabble in a lot of different things where mercenary work is needed. And Eldwin, you'd probably know something similar with a 19.
Actually,
And
let
I'm
me start
assuming
with 10.
I got the.
Oh, that's right. Well, wait,
No,
why are you
this
at
is the day
disadvantage?
afterwards,
Yeah,
isn't
you've
it?
slept
I
already.
got dropped twice.
We leveled up.
I got dropped twice.
Oh, that's true.
Oh, yeah,
So
okay.
what day is? Yeah.
So never
This
mind.
is only one
Well,
day.
I know the
Oh,
same
okay.
as Dandy because I got the same role.
Yeah, there you go. That's what I meant. So you know that they often employ fairly skilled members. They don't generally just take anyone. So if they are chasing, well, actually, I don't know if. Yeah, you did tell them right. So if they are chasing Davian and Ellen, you know that they are in significant danger. All right. Does anyone want to do some RP or discussion, or shall I just pass the time as you're doing this project?
I'm up for RP if anyone else wants to RP with Dandelion.
All right. Well, yeah, sure.
I think I'm alright for now.
Yeah.
Think about it a bit, and I need another roll from 1 to 20.
Who wants to do that one?
I think I
D20
did the last
roll.
one. So.
I'll do it.
18. Oh, and
18?
I need a another stone masonry check from Otto.
Can I help
14.
since I also have proficiency in Mason's tool?
Sure.
How long does this last? 'Cause
Again, int or wisdom is fine. Oh.
Beautiful.
So yeah, you actually know a little bit about wall building as well, and you cut the time down to 3 days instead of 5.
Otto's impressed. He hoots happily
Oh,
and pats you on the back.
I picked up a few things.
Otto got rusty
working,
in that ring.
working in Candlehome. No big deal.
And so 3 days pass.
Although, actually, if we're not actually building it, this is a long task. I think because of my attention deficit, I might have had disadvantage on that roll.
He drops in periodically to kind of, see how the job is going and lends a hand for a few minutes. And then walk
Yeah, I mean, if
off.
it's
You have a
something
long
like if
rest,
you ask
so-
me some questions, I'm happy to answer. But if you want me to draw something out or anything like that, I'm probably going to lose focus. And
Maybe, no, with that roll though, maybe one of the times you kind of came by, you noticed something and you made an observation that was really useful that we then incorporate into the plan or something.
that's right. I'm helping.
I don't think you have any exhaustion because you took a long rest.
He's helping.
No, I know.
love the fact that Lou is
I'm
actually
self-imposing
Talking
disadvantage.
His characters, yeah.
Yeah, I'm self-imposing disadvantage on tasks that take longer than 10 minutes. Because
Ah,
Yeah, I remember
focus
you
at
did
all.
that during the first couple of sessions a lot.
Yeah,
I missed those. I think I joined in the 5-ish, session 5-ish.
It hasn't come up very
I
often
think
when
it
we've
was
been
3 or
traveling
something
and fighting
like that as a
nobles.
Jose.
But
I'm sorry?
I think it was only session 3 or something like that when you
Oh,
came in as a
maybe.
Jose.
Maybe.
Because I think we had our first session where we fought Ankegs, and then the second mission was more or less going into that battle where you first joined us on the 3rd, I believe.
Oh, okay.
I'll have to double check the journal, but that's what I think.
Yeah.
No, it sounds
Well,
about right.
And I played 3 or 4 or 5 sessions of this campaign with another group, so it was kind of I got to kind of pick up, more. I mean, we've already made some different decisions from that group did, but like it was kind of nice that I kind of at least knew more or less what had gone on in the storyline before I joined, so it was nice.
Alright, so you put up the walls, the 3 days pass, and I assume at that point you're heading back to Candle, right?
Home again,
Yeah.
again.
Alright.
Away we
go.
Hey Lou, before you leave this scene. Oh wait, never mind. You already deleted the tokens. Okay. Yeah, go ahead. I need you to reassociate the Rumty token at some point because the name on it is wrong, and I had changed it, but I'll let you know next time I pull it out.
Alright, so you take the western road, following it back to Candleholm, which doesn't actually take too long since it's a pretty straight shot through the tunnel. Like 8 hours, and you would arrive back at Candleholm around nighttime.
One thing that Lion will do before he enters the city is that he's going to leave one of his pack spiders as well as his 3 associates outside Candleholm, and then just take on in one of his pack spiders with him.
Yeah, the one carrying all of the gold.
No, well, yes, the one that's carrying all the gold.
One
comes in,
carrying
yes.
your stuff.
Yes.
Fair enough. So as you get to the gate, it's evening time. You see the sunstones of Candleholm kind of giving off moonlight as it is nightfall. The guards are on the gate. They see you approaching and say, "Halt! Who goes there?" as they shine lanterns down at you.
It is the Grey Wanderers.
Ah, the heroes return. Welcome, Grey Wanderers. And you hear the gates opening as they yell for you to quickly come in. So
They see
they.
a spider and just go, "What the?"
Otto
Oh no, they're
happily-
used to pack mule spiders. They have a couple themselves.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Otto's dancing happily and starts to sing little nursery rhymes in Gnomish from his childhood as he enters his childhood home.
Okay, that's what creeps them out.
I've returned.
That and the bunny.
Well, haven't they seen the bunny before?
No.
No.
No, I don't think they
that's
have.
right.
He
built
them
it
on the road.
Oh,
So yeah,
nice.
they're a little bit freaked out by all this stuff, but they
Yuri
also
would have returned ahead of us and probably at least mentioned
Told them
some
about the
things
bunny.
about
Maybe.
our company, maybe our very odd little
they
company.
they still seem a bit freaked out by the giant bunny rabbit. But they would invite you in nonetheless and say, it's good to have you back.
I think Romty might decide to be invisible at this point.
Who?
The monkey.
Oh, your monkey. Alright, sure, he's invisible. That's fine. So you enter town, and I guess in order, is the group staying together, or are you going to do separate things within the town?
Lion will try to stay with the group if possible.
Okay.
Do we have to report to anyone? Was this a job?
I don't believe so. I think we've.
Oh,
Yuri,
yes,
I
we
believe,
do.
promised
We
50 gold a
owe
person.
the
Yeah.
50 gold a person. Yes, that is correct.
But again, Otto
we had
wasn't
to
there for
claim
that,
that.
so.
You would guess you'd probably have to head to town hall for that one.
Yeah, no. Yes, so I think we do that first.
Yeah, I would
And then we
follow.
try and find a blacksmith or someone who
Yeah,
can smelt all this gold.
Did you say it's
Well-
nighttime?
Yeah, it's evening.
Oh wait,
I would go home.
You're going to see your wife
I would
and
go
kids.
I would go see if my wife will let me in the house.
So if it's evening, I think it's more likely that we might split up, yeah. And reconvene in the morning to go to town hall and stuff.
Alright, sure. So Onyx is heading home. You get there, and it's pretty late, so the door's locked, and you think everyone might be sleeping.
Quinn! Let me in, I'm home!
Is Quinn your daughter or your wife?
My wife. My daughter's asleep by now.
Yeah.
Surely.
So you see,
Until she hears me.
yeah. You see your wife come to the door. She says, "Where the heck have you been?"
I was on the mission. Remember you had Hassan delivered to me.
She says, "Yeah,
It
but
was,
I thought you'd be back in a few days. You've been
well-
gone forever."
Well, it's an incredible story. I really would love to tell you. It was an overwhelming success. I'm kind of a hero now.
She crosses her
not to
arms
brag.
and goes, "Huh." Give me a persuasion check. She says, "Well, at least you
If
finally
she-
got that monstrosity working." And she motions to the large bunny behind you.
I can't help but notice that my coin purse is not any heavier than it was before, so she's probably not going to believe me.
Oh yeah.
No.
She says,
No.
"Yeah, so all these wonderful adventures, I hope brought some riches to our family then." And she looks at you.
I'll start fumbling around in the coin purse and pull out 5 gold pieces. Say, this is it for now, but there's more. I mean, look at this glaive that I found. It's incredible. It won't really feed the family,
Glaive!
but
Onyx! How am I going to
there's
feed
gold.
the family with a glaive and 5 gold pieces?
Well, we found
the
gold.
golf attack?
It's just it's not in a form where you can buy stuff with it yet, but it will be, and then I'll bring more. But this is all I really have right now.
She looks at the glaive, looks at you. Give me another persuasion check. She sighs. She
Carve the turkey. That's
unlocks the
pretty
door and says, "Come on in. Take a bath. You smell horrible."
Oh, thank you. Hassan, go around back. Stay in the backyard.
Alright, he hops around back. What is Anvir doing? Are you there, Anvir?
I don't know, really. I think I'd just be finding a place to sleep.
Alright, so you're maybe going to the local Devil's Hearth Tavern and maybe shacking up there for the evening. What about Eldwin?
Devil's Hearth. Wow. That is an intense tavern name.
The cleric at the Devil's Hearth.
I would have asked Anvir if he knew where the inn was, considering this is the first time that I've been into
Yes,
Candleholm
yes,
as well,
sure,
so-
I could show you an inn. Lion, do you need a way to an inn as well? I'm assuming.
It would be sufficient.
Alrighty. I'll show you where I've been sleeping while I've been in camp.
Most wonderful. I'm sure it will be far better than the cold dirt ground.
So the three of you head to the inn together to secure lodging and maybe some food for the evening. What about Otto?
He would try to go to his parents' home where he grew up. But he doesn't know this, but both his parents have died. And how he is welcomed and what he finds there might... I'm not entirely certain. If you'd had a chance to review like the background character and stuff that would be related to this. I didn't actually know we'd be coming back to Candle so quickly.
I don't have the background character reviewed yet, but if you went to go to where your parents' home was, you would find the cave where they originally settled, because the first settlers here just found caves and kind of lived in them. But the cave is long empty. Inside, you would probably find debris and old pieces of furniture left behind by your family. But none of this has been used for a very long time.
Okay.
It's
Because they were
maybe,
here for hundreds of years.
yeah, maybe a little bit bittersweet to be home as you walk through these abandoned halls looking at the relics of your past that have been left here. You don't think anyone but like bugs have been inside this cave for a long time.
Okay. Okay. So I guess he would be asking around for the gnomes of Candleholm and where he can find them, and
All right. So it's pretty late. Who would he ask?
anyone he can find.
All right. So he's kind of asking around. Give me. Let's see.
Alright, I'm back.
All right. So I'll say the three who went to the tavern are probably getting settled in. There's some drinking and relaxing as it's the evening, and a lot of the farmers are in for the day, spending their coin at the tavern. Those of you who are, I guess this would be all of you, you would probably choose the lifestyle you're living, how much gold, and that would determine how much gold you pay for the evening. If you're
I'd
going
be
to
living
live.
a fairly modest lifestyle.
Alright, so I think
I
one
also
gold piece is the
have-
normal.
Food. I also have create food and drink prepared, so
Well,
actually no, I don't.
yeah,
Never mind, I
and
lie.
generally while you're in town, you would still be paying like taxes and for the inn room and for food, so
True.
that all kind of is included with your lifestyle choice. So yeah, I would say like
One of
if,
you would be used to a modest lifestyle.
so yeah, probably a gold piece then.
Well, I will probably we'll probably go up modest too.
And there are rewards for living in town under lifestyle, so record how many days you've been doing whatever lifestyle you're choosing.
Alright.
Ooh.
If it's modest or lavish, or even if it's more poor. I forget what the choices are.
It's,
4 is
it's-
2 silver. Well, squalid is 1 silver. Poor is 2 silver. Modest is 1 gold. Comfortable is 2 gold. Wealthy is 4 gold, and aristocratic is 10 gold.
Okay.
Well,
So I don't know if there is an
know.
aristocratic lifestyle in this town. You could probably go one from that, though.
Probably not.
Yeah.
okay, I don't know then. So what were they all?
What's
Wretched, squalid.
yeah. Let me see if I could
Poor
just
is-
grab that handout. What's it called? Lifestyles?
Lifestyle expenses. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah, because I wasn't
if
sure
the-
what they all were.
If the people in the inn are still in the common room around, say, 9, Onyx is going to show up.
Okay. Is there a way you can pull sheets from the rules into the actual journal or something? I forget.
The problem, I was trying to get it, like, the problem is that I was looking at it D&D Beyond, and it's not letting me, like...
I just
Link
looked
it.
at it in the
Yeah.
compendium. Here, let me see if I can link it. I thought there was a way you could link this stuff to your players. I'm not seeing it though. Here, I'll just try to copy paste it.
There you
Yeah,
go.
that didn't work as well as I'd like. But yeah, you could live up to wealthy. You couldn't live aristocratic because there isn't enough of a presence for that here. And just, yeah, keep
Yeah, I'll
track of
just
that.
stick with modest.
Alright, so you all pay your upkeep for your lifestyle for the day. Whether you're going to the tavern or you're living at your house. And I need a... give me a d20 roll. I didn't get what I was hoping from the audience, so I'll just have you guys roll it. There you go. Anyone got a d20 roll for me?
Yeah, I'll roll it.
8.
Oop. I just did it.
That's fine.
Probably should have let you do it.
All right.
Alright, so as you're in the Devil's Hearth, Otto, or not Otto, I'll go with Eldwin, because Otto isn't there. You were approached by some guards. There are 3 of them. They say, Eldwin, yes?
Yes, that's me.
The mayor would like a word with you and your group, the Grey Wanderers. Not tonight, obviously, but first thing tomorrow, if that's all right. He hands you a piece of paper with a summons from the mayor of Candleholm. He says, please be there. And he would walk away after that. You, yeah, Anvir and Lion are also sitting at the table at this point. They see this happen.
Speaking
Well,
of
I
the...
guess,
Oh, sorry.
I guess I know what we're doing in the morning.
It appears so. Though that is tomorrow's trouble. For tonight we shall drink.
Drink and relax a bit.
Speaking of, does Dandy get any weird looks from the tavern goers?
So there were some looks from people. You've mostly been left alone, you assume, because the people here sort of know of the Grey Wanderers, so they might just assume you're with them. And the Grey Wanderers have had kind of a weird group of individuals in their ranks. So maybe they just take it as more of these weirdos who work with the mercenaries.
I gotcha. So nothing hostile yet.
Oh no, nothing hostile. Most of these people are farmers and laborers. You're probably the best armed people in the tavern right now.
I gotcha.
So Otto, give me a persuasion check.
Okay.
As you talk to people about your family. Which actually there's not too many people to talk to. Mostly just guards doing patrols at night. You talk to a bunch of people for a couple hours, but you don't get anything. No one knows who your family
No
is.
one
Really.
knows where any of the gnomes of Candleholm have gone.
At least none of these people know that you've talked to.
There's one gnome. There's one gnome in Candleholm, at least, my mentor. So, if you were to ask me, I could tell you.
I mean,
where
I
he lived.
assume at some point he'll end up at the Devil's Hearth. If he's wandering around town trying to find people to ask, then
Sure. Maybe after a few hours, like you'd end up down there, and you would see 3 of your allies at the table. Now, Onyx, are you going back out, or are you just calling it a night?
Yeah, I was saying that if they were in the common room around 9-10 o'clock, that I would show up.
Gotcha.
Oh, nice.
You know,
All right. So
family
I'll
life is nice for a while.
Yeah.
But I need a drink.
Alright, so we'll say that Onyx arrives first. You would see the 3 of them sitting at a table and maybe wander over.
Hi. I need a drink.
Hello. Is your bunny with you, or did you leave him home?
No, I would have left the bunny at home.
Okay.
Onyx, I thought you went home.
Oh, I did. It was very successful.
He got lucky.
Took a
Hey,
bath.
I don't carry this rabbit's foot around for nothing.
Wait, did the rabbit come with you when you came to the tavern?
No, he left it home.
Okay, just curious.
Alright, so Onyx takes a seat and begins drinking a bit.
What's the news, fellas?
Well, it appears we will have to go to the mayor's estate first thing in the morning.
Oh, no. That can't be
Why
good.
is that bad?
Well, it might be fine. I don't think I've done anything to piss the mayor off lately.
Then you should be fine.
Did just save this place.
Right. Right.
For now,
Someone tell
however.
her that. Yeah. Okay.
You go ahead.
Yeah, go ahead, Onyx.
I was saying, someone tell the mayor, him or her. Can't remember. I might
It
have the mayor of
is.
Candleholm confused the mayor of Char.
Yeah, it's a him
It's a him. Yeah.
here.
Yeah.
I don't remember
Someone,
his name,
someone
but
tell
it's him.
him. Someone be sure to tell him that I was part of saving the town.
Get some credit for that.
I imagine you'll be joining.
Oh, right.
It was someone everyone.
Right then. Oh, we that all that shit and the Ankeg shit is in my backyard. Are we gonna do something with that? Quinn is none
Yes,
too
we were
happy about it.
talking about potentially making some kind of breastplate from it, but I didn't think you had the capabilities at the time.
Well, I can do that. I just need time. But it would be better. It would be better for me to practice with my tools a little bit more before I attempt that.
Practice makes perfect, as they say.
Oh, right.
All right. What were you saying, Lion? Before.
Basically, Lana was just saying, but tomorrow's worries are tomorrow's worries. For now, just come over here and have a nice drink. And speaking of, Lion would finally start having at his own drink, lifting the visor of his helmet to reveal his face, which was it was like a turtle. What do you expect? Though it was more akin to a snapping turtle than your more friendly tortoise, kind of harsh, sharp features, though curled in a friendly-ish expression as he drank from his keg. Or not keg, but, mug.
All right. So about an hour later, as you're all sitting there drinking, and actually Jin is here as well now, and he is up at the bar playing a newly acquired lute. You wonder where he got it because you thought the market was closed, but he has a lute and he's playing it.
He charisma'd his way into a new weapon.
Yeah. He charisma the lute out of someone, but he is playing it beautifully. 28. So yeah, he's and everyone is kind of almost mesmerized by the song. But as he's playing and everyone's listening, relaxing, Otto would walk in, and you would see your friendly fellows at the table over there, and you would hear the lovely tunes kind of going throughout the bar. What do you want to do?
I'm gonna look as mellow as you've ever seen him. Like, he's not exactly mopey, but like compared to the energy and hopping and hooting that he's always doing, he seems downright like sullen.
He seems like a normal person. So he must be downright depressed.
And he would see you guys, so he would come over to the table, but he's talking, but it's like he's not actually trying to have a conversation with you. He's just like talking to himself. And, he's just babbling about Father and Adela and Tharden nowhere to be found. And he'll just kind of rattle off names and talk about people and places from his childhood. And he's not making a whole lot of sense.
Dandelion would look at Otto kind of with this, I like your funny words, Magic Man, kind of expression, and just kind of usher him closer and say, like, what are your troubles, Wild One?
Nobody can find. I can't find. My parents' home is deserted, and my sister and her husband and my nephews and Tharden, dear Tharden, can't find him. The church is closed up. Can't find Valen, and he just keeps rattling off names.
That is rather strange.
Nobody seems to know any of my family's names. The people I encountered, none of them knew the names I gave.
Lou, by any chance, would I recognize any of the names she says from my mentor's stories? And by the way, I can't remember my mentor's name, but I know I told you at one point. But I don't expect you to remember. I'm just saying.
Is it not
Swear
in
I had it
your
written
notes
down
somewhere?
It's not in my notes this time. In the last game it was, so I can go over into that game and look at it. But hang on a second, I can do that real quick.
Yeah, let me
I realize
see.
I have Roll20 open in another window too.
Perhaps they moved away? I mean, this isn't the only town around these parts.
They
I
were,
mean, it certainly is the closest, but there is a possibility.
I
Wait, no,
suppose,
that game's gone.
perhaps they were founders here. They were respected members of the town. My father ran the mining operation. My uncle Valen was the religious leader. Well, not for the humans. They don't necessarily worship Kalardaran, but yes, for the gnomes. Then he was our religious leader. And my sister. Oh, she was such a fine jeweler. The gem cutting, oh, so beautiful. And Tharden, oh, my oldest nephew, has the stone card. Let me show you. And he digs a little chess piece, like a stone chess piece, out of his bag and shows it to you. And it is like exquisite. It's just beautifully carved. Tharden made this for me. It was a gift, you see. I always carry it.
Lion would reach out with his clawed turtle hands towards the chess piece like a trinket, but before actually grabbing it, it would kind of look at her and say, "May I?"
Yes. See how fine?
With a gentle grip, he would kind of look it over her and squint his eye a bit. "I cannot see its equal," and would hand it back. "Truly an art of masterwork."
He nods like in agreement and kind of, gazing at the stone piece kind of absentmindedly. Like he's hearing you, but also obviously preoccupied.
All right, so you're sitting there all talking a bit, and actually, Onyx, were you able to get that name?
His first name was Glim, and I'm
Lim?
not remembering the last name.
Give me a history check.
All right.
So, you remember on a couple of occasions, your mentor had talked about the gnomes that originally settled here, but he mentioned some kind of what would the word be? Some kind of I don't want to say event because that just sounds kind of generic, but event that drove them from this place. Like they had to go take care of something. Or like there was a curse or something. It's hard for you to remember at this point.
Otto, I remember my master, my mentor, Glenn, telling me, he's a gnome, by the way, telling me that the gnomes had to leave this place a long time ago. And, I'm planning to visit him tomorrow. You could certainly come with me, and maybe he can tell you a little bit more about it. But I don't remember details.
A gnome, you say? Yes, I would appreciate speaking with him.
Yes, I need to get some more training from him. I feel like I'm ready for more now.
And what did you say his name was?
Glim, and I can Glim.
Yeah.
And I don't remember what I said his last name was, but I feel like it started with a G because I was going for alliteration. So.
Lem Globe.
And in
something like that.
In Otto's rambling, he would have several times named the gnome families that were here with the founders, and he named 4: Duskmantle, Darkstone, Rockseeker, and Ironcrag. But they were all deep gnomes.
All right.
He's yeah. I don't think he would be a deep gnome, and it's definitely not one of those last names.
I didn't figure that you and I had magically come up with the same last names.
That would have been impressive.
Right?
Dun,
Alright.
dun!
So, I would assume after that, things might die down a bit as it got later, and you might all wander off to bed at some point, unless anyone else wants to do anything today.
Did anyone feed Otto alcohol? He didn't ask, he didn't order, he didn't even really think about ordering, but I'm just checking.
I mean, let's be honest. You sit down next to me.
So,
Here's a mug.
All right.
bottle and alcohol.
As he is very scrawny and small and has not had alcohol in 130 years, he probably spends the night with his face down on the the table we were all sitting at.
Yeah, thonk.
I'll pick him up and bring him home with me.
We'll let him sleep on the couch or something.
Are you sure your wife's going to approve of that?
Well, I was careful
I
to
don't
take the
mind
key
you
with me when I
shouting
left
him a
this time.
Yeah, but I don't think she'll appreciate waking up in the morning and just seeing a little red gnome on the couch.
Just put me by the
Fine.
hearth or something. Put me on the hearth so I'm warm.
Just hanging like a little stocking on the hearth.
Bunny will have fun playing with him.
What's going on? Hee hee, ah.
Sure to bring them along.
Alright, well,
Just make sure to bring them along in the morning.
yeah. So the night would pass. Everyone would spend their upkeep for whatever lifestyle they're living, and you would awaken early on. We'll say it is now the 79th of winter. At about, probably 7 a.m. As you wake up from your long rest. What does the group want to do?
Were we given a time to meet with the mayor?
He
First
asked
thing
that you, first thing in the morning.
Okay, then I guess we would have established somewhere to meet.
Yeah, so is anyone not going to meet the mayor, or are you all going?
Lion will go, even if he doesn't get paid or anything, because he doesn't care. It's a formal activity, so he wants to join in.
Yeah. Alright, so the group will say had planned to meet up somewhere, and then you would go see the mayor. You would come to City Hall here, and they would, of course, let you in, recognizing the group, and you would head up to see the mayor. A man who probably is in his early 40s, maybe mid 40s, greets you. He says, "Hello again, friends. I'm glad that you made it back all right. Yuri told me a bit of your journey, and I wanted to make sure I spoke with you." And he motions to the table where you see there are 6 sacks of gold. He says, "As promised, your 50 gold pieces each."
Ooh, thank you.
He says, "I see that your group's composition has changed a bit. Do you have a way of getting these gold pieces to the people who they should go to?"
Yes, yeah.
Well, one of them is deceased,
Oh, I'm sorry to hear that. He takes one of the bags back.
and,
Oh.
and he said he wanted me to have his share when he passed away.
Give me a persuasion check.
Can I
Kind
get
of.
Well,
deception
actually,
instead?
Wait, no, to be fair, actually, he was already dead before this deal was struck. That was
Wait,
a
was
different. Yeah, he was.
But
Who are you
The
talking
person
about?
was Hank, I think is who he's talking about.
He was
who
he
was
was
the one that
with
said
us when
that
we
his share
left.
was given to him?
Yeah, he doesn't know about him. Yes, that's true. But we made this original deal with Yuri at Last Light, and Hank was already dead by then.
Yeah, I think it was
Oh, we did?
Falsus and Ahote who were
It's
the
Falsus-
people who
Yeah,
were
it's
missing.
Falsus and Ahote who changed.
Oh,
Well,
right.
technically,
My mistake.
Ahote is still a member of
Oh,
the
you know what?
Kingdom Home
Ahote-
Army, so
Yeah, Ahote came back here, huh?
So she probably collected
Yeah,
hers,
so never
maybe.
mind. There's 5 now, because it would still be Falsus who would be the other one.
Yeah, so that would be like what would have been Otto's share, which is fine. Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, the only other person was Falsus, and yes, we can definitely get his share to him, or figure out who it's going to.
Yeah, you're not
But
sure
yeah.
where Falsus went.
Yeah, he kind of was in the background of the army. Maybe it was for the
I mean, okay, so the
He
deal with
left-
Yuri
he left
was
us after
for the deal with Yuri was for the Null Fort battle. So perhaps those who actually fought in it would have a claim on the prize rather than those that left the group before we actually fought that battle. I don't know.
Well, Falsus did fight in it, I thought. He was part of the force, and then he said he had to go afterwards, right?
He wasn't actually at the Null Fort with us. He left.
No, I mean his character was there, though, not his player.
Oh, okay.
And
Yeah, I think,
afterwards...
we said that he was going to be in the background army.
Yeah, and afterwards he said, though, he had to... he felt like he had to do more training, so he didn't want to
Gotcha.
necessarily stay
Okay.
with the
Yeah,
group.
Hote never left last flight when we set out for the Null Fort.
Oh, is she still there?
Well, when
No,
we set
she
out
never
for the
went to the
Null
base,
Fort,
is
we
what we
left
mean.
Hote
Like,
behind.
she was
Yeah.
Oh, I
and then
see.
we
Yeah, yeah.
encountered. Yeah.
Yeah, afterwards, though,
I
she came
think
here.
So
Hote
I
had
don't
already
know-
left when we made
I'm
this
just saying,
deal.
I don't know if she would have expected any payment. That's all. And Otto doesn't care about gold, but like Otto and Lion, joined the campaign without having actually been promised any kind of compensation, I guess. Yeah.
Was Onyx trying to take Falsus's share?
By the
was
way,
actually
Alana's just gonna
character.
pat Onyx's back and say, "You two must have been very good friends. I am sorry for your loss." Just incredibly believing him the second he uttered the words.
Aww.
I wasn't. I was actually thinking of Hank, who really is dead, but I don't know that even Onyx would be shifty enough to lie about someone who's still alive,
Okay.
saying that they're dead.
So he would, then he would probably keep Falsus's share for now and give the other four who he had agreements with their gold, which would be Onyx, Anvir, maybe only 3 in Eldwin, right?
No, Soren.
Oh yeah, and Soren.
Soren,
Soren's
yeah.
just not
Alright,
here.
he's just not
All
technically.
right, so yeah, Soren would take his because he's in the background. Soren, if you're watching, you get 50 gold pieces. But he says,
Thank you.
of course. Thank you for your help in driving back those gnolls. If we allowed their base to stay there, who knows what trouble they would have caused. He says, and thank you for clearing out that mine. I have plans to maybe get some more ore from it. He says, but that said, I was curious about what may be going on with the rest of the Null forces, the other cultists. You spoke to the, I think you called them the Blood Claws, yes? Is what Yuri told me?
Yes.
Did they have any information on the remaining cultist forces and what sort of trouble they'd be to us?
Quite a lot of trouble, and I believe they have a larger base to the north of the Bloodclaw camp. Claw camp, if I remember correctly.
Do we have the location of this base?
I don't think we have an exact location, just north.
He says, well,
Yeah, just a
I'm
direction.
Yuri told me much of the battle and what was going on, but she also told me the group separated to speak with the Gnolls and do some other small side missions. Could you give me a rundown of everything that happened while you were away from Yuri?
sure. So you see, and we fill him in.
Alright, is there anything you're leaving out? Or are you telling him everything?
Is there? I mean,
We wouldn't mention the hermit.
yeah, I guess just everything that relates to this. I think so. Just we
To the
we
Gnoll
went to
threat.
Blood Claws. We met the Blood Claws. We probably don't mention. I mean, maybe we probably mentioned the dragon since I think Yuri probably mentioned the dragon.
Yeah,
Oh, is he
Yuri,
with us?
Yuri mentioned the
The
He's
dragon.
with us, isn't he?
So Rowan would say yes, the dragon is in town. I don't know where he is, but he is somewhere around here. I have a few guards following him, so they're giving me updates on what he's doing, just in case. But I'm a
I'm
little
sure
bit.
There was the
Sorry, go ahead.
Like, I'm sure he's loving that.
Well, so far
yes,
he's
be
been
careful not
fine.
to annoy him too much.
He seems like he's just been settled in. I don't think he's staying at the inn. I'm not sure where he's staying. I think he's been moving about. Or maybe he is
Probably
at the
digs
inn.
a burrow somewhere.
Do you think we can trust him?
For now.
No.
As long as he owes us, maybe.
I'm
I
hearing
don't
different
know.
answers. He says,
Well,
The general
he owes
answer
us.
is
He
kind
owes
of.
us, but he doesn't owe the town. I would be very careful dealing with him.
Just try not to piss him off.
says, well, we've tried to give him his space. But if he's an ally of yours, I was hoping we could maybe trust him.
He's an
Less of
ally,
an ally, more in our debt.
right? He's an ally to us because he owes us. I don't know that he feels he owes anything to the town or anyone else in it. So that's why I would be very careful.
Do you think
I trust he won't do anything that would annoy us until we've taken our debt off him.
All right. Well, just I guess try to figure that out as soon as you can, so you don't have to worry about him. What about these gnolls? It sounds like, from what you've told me, that this one tribe, the Bloodclaw, might be a possible ally.
Oh yes, they have. I believe the word they used was fast friends. Of Candlehill.
And what about the Shroom Shield? Did you get to
I think-
speak with them anymore?
Not particularly, but I definitely feel like they were a much more peaceful group anyway. They wouldn't have caused any problems.
All right. So I'm thinking maybe what we should do next is consolidate a bit. It sounds like these Gnoll tribes, or at least the one Gnoll tribe that fought with the group, is quite skilled. And maybe if we can convince them to move closer to our town, we could help defend each other in times of need, especially with these cultists moving about. Do you think you could convince them to come here?
You can definitely put the idea forth, and I can't imagine them disagreeing too much.
He says, and if they don't want to do that, maybe at least send some sort of ambassador so I could speak with them or their people more frequently. And he says, if we are to expand and make this place safer, we need allies. And these sound like they could be our first true allies within the area.
And that sounds like a grand idea.
I don't know, either them or the Shroom Shield, whichever you think is better. But
Well, I know the Shroom Shields
Oh.
are further away.
Why not both? Many friends.
well, if you can go speak to both, that might be good too. But I was thinking that might be a good first step in case the cultists return, that we have a united front that is close by and can help defend one another. It'll be a tough sell for the town because I know there's still old maybe prejudices because of the attacks, but we could at least try. Do you think you could help me foster this this alliance?
Oh, I'd love to.
This is good. Yuri is currently up north. She is dealing with some possible cultists that were bothering that farming settlement, but I think she's okay for now. So whenever you have the chance, I would say go and speak with these gnolls.
So another farm was attacked besides last fight.
He nods. He says there have been some hit and runs, but the northern farms are better protected. I already had some guards there as I thought this might happen.
Oh, yes. I don't know if I'm assuming did we fill him in about how Otto helped build some fortifications at Last Light? I assume so.
I'll assume you told him that. He would be very happy. He says that should help keep the gnolls from doing a quick hit and run like they did last time. If they have to go through an actual gate rather than just go over some barrels. Well done, Otto, he says.
Actually, oh, while we're here, the mayor might know something about your family.
He says,
Do you
"Oh,
know much of the history of Candle?
I know some. I was in one of the families, one of the older families that generally is asked to help run the town. What do you wish to know, little one?"
My family, the Duskmantles, we left the Gareth Empire and wandered for some time before encountering other refugees and wanderers who of other races, and together founded Candleholm in 332, I believe. And I was the second child born after Candleholm's founding. I was the second child born here. But I can't find. I've been away for a very, very long time. I can't find my family. I searched all night last night. No one knows of the Duskmantles, the Darkstones, the Rockseekers, the Ironcrags. Nobody knows of the gnomes. Although he kind of like points at Onyx. Onyx did inform me his mentor is a gnome. We plan to see him today.
Well, your family may have known my great grandfather. The Amesleys were also one of the founding families of Candleholm. But I don't know much of what the gnome's fate was. I'm sorry.
I'm assuming that Amesley means something to me if they were, other among the founders with my parents, they might have spoken of them.
Sure. Give me, do you have history?
I do not. Oh, no, I don't.
Just give me an intelligence check then. Maybe you remember something. Oh, no. Yeah, you're like you're blanking. There were a bunch of families. That sounds like it could have been one of them.
Yeah.
It's been a while. He says,
Yeah.
but
Well,
why don't you ask Onyx? Your mentor is wasn't he? He's gnomish. Maybe he knows of them. Although I don't know if he was one of the founders.
No, I don't think he's that old. He's very old, but I don't think he was one of them.
No, I think he came later. Still, maybe he was around when they were still here. It's something you could try.
Yes, I think he would be our best bet of finding something out.
He nods and says, well, at least it's a start. Did any of you have any questions for me before I go sending you off on another errand to run for me?
Not that I know of.
Do you have a good recommendation for a smith that could smelt a lot of gold ore?
He says, oh, and actually, and he looks to Lion, he says, I don't believe we met. Rowan Amesley. He goes to shake your large claw.
Oh, believe me, the pleasure is all mine. Lion,
Yes, Dandelion. Yuri told me of the giant turtle who fought bravely on the front lines and held back several charging Gnollish groups.
I believe she might have embezzled my efforts, though I am happy to receive such praise.
As well, it's
Nonsense, Dandelion. You were the shield of our group.
Oh, please don't. You'll make me blush.
as well. Whatever the case may be, it sounds like you fought bravely, and as such, you are a welcomed member of our little town here. So I thank you for your actions to help the army survive.
Oh, it's a pleasure doing my service. And he would give kind of not really a super civilized one, but as grateful of a bow as he can for such praise.
And he says, well, as I was saying, are there any questions the group has for me?
Oh, I did have one. Do you know a good smith? We have a fair amount of gold ore.
Oh, yeah, there are several within the town. I would say just check the marketplace. There are several smithy shops set up that can probably help you. You said to do what now?
Oh, a lot of gold ore.
I
We
see.
need smelting.
Yeah, Smith can help with that. I'm sure they'll give you a fair rate, especially being the Grey Wanderers.
Thank you kindly.
Anything else?
Anyone?
He says, well, I would say rest for a few days, as long as you feel you need to. There's no rush to speak with the tribes, but I would like to try to get these alliances formed in the event that we need to defend one another from these cultists, or maybe a different threat. For a long time, the Gnolls have been, I don't want to say adversaries, but we have been attacked by Gnollish barbarians, both in town and on the roads. So hopefully this alliance will at least cut down on those attacks. It seems like a good time for it to form now that our peoples have spilled blood alongside each other.
We're just thinking very.
I do have a prefer. I could actually communicate with some of the the blood claws now. I remembered.
You have sending.
I do. I prepared it.
He says, well, whatever you need to do, but just keep me informed of what you're doing. He says, go ahead.
Yeah. Sorry.
Yeah, so he would say, keep me informed, and with that, he would kind of wish you a good day and get back to what he was doing. So you want to go try to get the coin smelted?
That would be marvelous.
Lion will follow along since a lot of the gold is, carried on the back of his pack spider.
All right.
Yeah, I would probably go
someone been
too, just because I
updating-
want to keep an eye on the gold.
All right. So
Someone
that
been
was.
updating the group inventory.
It usually is Soren, so I don't know if they have.
Yeah, that's
here,
why
I
thought
can
I'd
do
double
that.
check. Yeah, too easy. I thought I'd just bring that up now before it became a thing.
Did we pick up the 270 gold pieces worth of gold ore that was at Last Light?
No, it was 250. Oh, I'm assuming. No, I think it was already brought back, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was on my my pack spiders, wasn't it?
No, per the-
This is different gold from
Yeah.
before you joined.
Yeah, because they got a
Per
bunch
the-
from the mine.
I think.
Well, I would
I
have.
think if I remember correctly, Yuri had said that the soldiers would bring it back for us, but I might be misremembering that.
No. Spider.
I think.
if they were,
Yeah, I don't think
That's
they
what I
brought it
heard.
back
That's
for
what I
you. I
heard.
think. I thought it was just being
Okay.
stored there. At last.
right.
Yeah,
So I would have.
well,
Once
we would have
I
remembered that.
once I repaired Hassan, I would have had room in the bag of holding to put that in.
Yeah,
So-
that's fine. You could say you brought it. So how
All
much?
right, so
770.
that was 270, and then another 500.
So we have 770.
770 gold pieces worth of gold ore.
The smith says, yeah, I can make that into coins for you. I would charge. Do you want coins or bars? Or both?
I mean,
Probably.
the mixture of both.
Alright,
Yeah,
so
probably
I will
both.
charge you 10 gold pieces to make this ore into 7 bars, and we'll say 60 gold.
You can
Okay,
just
so
say,
we'll just make. Yeah, so we'll just say. How much gold pieces did you say? 60.
Yeah, so he would take 10. So it would be 7
so 50
bars
gold
and, well, 60, because it was 770, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So 760
Oh.
would be what you get. And he say, I would need until tomorrow, but tomorrow I should have it ready.
Right.
And how much would the
Um,
bars be worth? So
They're
100 each. I'm
Yeah,
guessing.
they're 100 gold pieces each.
Easy.
Okay.
Alright, so he gets
Then
to work
I will-
getting the furnace all hot and starting to separate the ore and the stone. What are you doing?
I would, if we were in the marketplace, I would buy a couple of healers kits.
All right. You can get those at book price unless someone's gonna haggle.
Nah.
All right. So yeah, you can just use book price then.
I'm
And
actually going to have a quick look to see if I need to buy any materials or anything.
Yeah, you can buy anything at book price right now. Any of the normal items.
I would go and get like 100 gold pieces worth of like just spell materials and fine inks.
You mean for scribing?
Yeah.
All right. Yeah. So you can buy some inks here. Give me a D20 roll. I was gonna ask someone at home, but they haven't been responding. Audience doesn't respond right now. So 13. So they, the marketplace, at least this guy, seems to have about 200 gold pieces worth of inks that he can sell you, if you want to buy that or less.
I'll just take 100 for now
All right.
because I'd have to wait for the gold.
All right. So you give him
That's
100, and he gives you 100 gold pieces worth of special inks.
Alright.
He gives you it at market value or whatever it's called.
The only component I can really think about buying is how much trouble do you think we'll get in? Because the only thing I'm really thinking about buying is a diamond worth 300. If you think we'll get in that much trouble. But otherwise, I think I'm fine for buying.
Revivify.
Yes.
And remember, you can also use religious components for that,
Okay. Oh.
if you have any.
Lou, you okay with me selling something for half of book price?
What are you selling?
A short sword.
Sure. It's just a normal short sword.
Yeah.
Yeah, so yeah, sure. You
I
can
just
do
don't
that
need
for
it
price.
anymore.
You sell your old
Does
short
anyone-
sword.
Can I sell my light crossbow? I just do not use this thing.
Sure, you could sell it for half book price.
Cool.
Anyone else?
I don't have anything I need to sell, but Lan would probably go around the town trying to see if there's any botany type of shops or alchemist shops or things of the like.
There are a few herbalism stands. What were you looking for?
He's kind of just looking around because he is a bit of a lover of nature, so he wanted to see what this place had to offer in terms of controlled nature.
So there are some rare herbs being sold that you can often use to make different potions. There are some stalls selling some nature components, which is basically kind of refined herbs and refined, sometimes fey essences and other things of value. Maybe some plants for sale if you're just looking for like potted plants or just some kind of house plant.
Any kind of interesting potted plants or weak herbs that are, like the defects that are on sale, stuff like that.
So there aren't really defective herbs for sale, or herbs, but yeah, you could probably buy some plants if you wanted to display them somewhere, like vines and mushrooms and such.
What kind of mushrooms?
I mean, do you want common ones or do you want more rare ones?
Is there anything like like shriekers or something crazy like that?
Of no what?
Like a shrieker or something crazy like
Oh
that.
no, they don't have anything like that. Nothing that rare, like no living, screaming mushrooms.
Shriekers are funny to me because they don't do anything, they just scream at you.
Yeah. No, they'd probably get kicked out of the marketplace if the shriekers were just screaming all day at people.
Yeah.
So no, they don't have any shriekers.
I gotcha.
Uh,
After that, he probably. Oh, yeah.
I was gonna say, if are you asking the guy at the stall for the shrieker, or just looking for one?
I wasn't really specifically looking for a shrieker. That was just kind of like an example, like, something kind of exotic.
Oh, okay.
So Lyle would kind of lean over the counter and ask, "You wouldn't happen to know of any exotic type of plants around, would you? Not particularly useful, just interesting ones, from far-off lands or the like."
Well, we have some rare herbs that are used in potion craft, but are you looking for more something like as a plant to display?
Something around the middle, or like a potted herb plant, or seeds for herbs, or something similar.
He thinks for a moment. He says, someone give me a d20 roll. He doesn't say that. I say that.
He just tells Lion in character, yeah, roll me a d20, please.
He's just got one off to the side.
So he thinks for a moment and says, I do have these strange seeds. And he pulls out what look like almost thorny chestnuts. Like chestnuts, but with thorns coming off them. He says, I don't know where these came from. I just found them in my shop one day, almost like someone left them. I've been meaning to get rid of them, but no one really wants to buy them because I don't know what they are. These could be exotic.
Lion would reach out for one of the seeds, but, not actually grab it and say, would you mind if I take a look at that real quick?
Sure, as long as you don't break it or anything.
Oh, no, of course. These claws are a lot more nimble than they look. And I would like to roll... Actually, let me check. Do I have nature? I do not. Would I possibly be able to use history to see if I perhaps know this, or possibly survival?
This would probably be nature to know what it's called. You could use survival maybe to figure out something about it, but not its exact name.
I gotcha. Can I still use nature even though I'm not, proficient in it?
Yes, but it would give you a limited result.
I gotcha. Yep, I'll do nature. Might as well.
No, you don't know. These look like weird thorny walnuts to you.
Well then, how much would you need to part with these?
He scratches his chin. For all three of them?
Yes.
10 gold pieces?
Well, for all you know, these could be rather dull. Not so much unimportant, but these could just be really, really strange walnuts. How about...
Give me a persuasion check at advantage.
Alright. Persuasion, advantage, and... roll.
Alright, 5 gold pieces then.
Alright, and he will scrunch up the 5 gold and place it on the stand. Thank you very much for your business.
Puts the seeds in the little cloth pouch and hands them over to you. He says, and if you grow them, I'm curious what they are. If you want to tell me, I'd appreciate it.
Oh, believe me, I will be sure to come back at due time.
He nods and wishes you a good day.
And he would give a similar response and be on his way.
Anyone else doing anything in the market?
Not in the market. I would head to my mentor's home.
Alright, do you want to go visit, go ahead.
I was going to say, but if Otto's going to come with me, maybe we need to wait till next session to clarify the backstory and everything.
Oh, yeah, that might be a good idea. Does anyone else want to do anything here in the market or have any downtime projects they want to work on?
I would work on copying the blur scroll that I have
Oh, yeah, sure.
into my spell.
So you could do that pretty easily. Blur, I think, is a second level spell, so that would just take you 2 hours if you already have the inks.
4 hours.
Is it 4 hours?
2 hours for each level.
I thought it was an hour each level.
That's
No, it's
to
one of those.
copy it. That's to copy a spell into a new spell book. It's 2 hours from a scroll to a.
For a scroll to a spellbook?
Yeah.
Oh. Huh. I could have sworn it was an hour per level. Alright.
Transferring it from a spell book you have to another spell book
Oh.
because it's in your annotation and all that.
Sure, so that would be 4 hours then. Cost 100 gold in the inks. And, yeah, we could say you went back to the inn and scribed the spell. That's fine. So that'll be done close to the afternoon. Anyone else doing anything?
Lion will use the empty oil bottle that from when he lit his lantern back in the first session he was in, and he will, just grab some common dirt from the ground, maybe a little bit of water, and plant the seed inside.
Plant one of the seeds. Alright,
Yeah.
sounds
Yeah.
good.
We come back to the village one day. It's just being devoured by plant monsters.
Really?
Thorny,
Aw,
man.
thorny plant monsters.
Is Otto like? Did we kind of travel around the marketplace as a group, or were we splintered off?
I assume you're kind of moving together, not like as a tight group, but you're probably in view of each other as you go to different stalls and, bargain and talk.
Just more out of curiosity than anything. It's not nearly as interesting as Stones, but Otto has some nature training. Could he take a look at those seeds?
Did Lion show them to Otto?
He probably would have shown the oil bottle when the next meeting, like showing it. Oh, look at this, and it
Or
basically just looks like an oil bottle filled with dirt and water.
Sure.
yeah,
give me
like I mean,
a-
even if you didn't he didn't see you buy them, but when you're planting them, if we're all together, he might be like, "Hey, what you up to?" and watch or something.
Yeah, he would just say, "Oh, I found these strange spiky walnuts in the
Well,
market."
never mind. My player curiosity will not be sated.
Well, I was like, spiky walnuts.
Yeah.
Woo!
And can you remind me, with the smelting, is that something where we have to come back another day for?
Yeah.
For the gold,
Okay,
yeah,
alright.
he said tomorrow morning
Okay.
it'll be done.
All right, yeah. Then Otto cannot buy anything because he has no money because he didn't get paid for fighting in that battle.
I spent the last of my life
What are you
on these
after,
gold
Otto? I could
hooks.
probably shout you.
I'm
I'm
poor.
sorry, you guys were talking over each other. Lion and Anvir, I think.
I could always shout you with something if you need it.
I'm looking
I
for
don't spend my money much.
I'm looking for charcoal, incense, and herbs as much as I can get. It'd be nice to have 20 or 30 gold worth.
Sure, here's 50.
Oh, very generous. Thank you. I will pay you back. Lou, I spent all 50 of it on charcoal, incense, and herbs.
Alright, you have 50 gold pieces worth of charcoal, incense, and herbs.
Thank you.
Like I said, they'll probably give you market value because you all are well known here.
Perfect.
Anything else?
Not that I know of. Though Lion has spent the last of his gold on those walnuts, meaning he has no money, so he's just gonna sleep in an alleyway tonight.
No
Wait,
squalor. Alright, one day of squalorly upkeep.
He should be happy enough. He's not complaining.
He's got his lovely shell. That's as good as a cardboard box, right?
Like I said, just record that you did that because that might come back later. But we're not at nighttime yet, unless someone wants to spot you some gold for, eating and drinking and living in general.
I got rations. I'll be fine.
Fair enough.
Like tents and attendants too.
All right.
He makes a little tent city in one of the alleys.
Yeah. Well.
Lou,
Yes.
Could I also pick up at some point some thieves' tools?
Yeah,
Wait.
you can buy those at book price.
Alright. Enough of that.
Sorry, I'm kind of low energy. I'm still like feeling the stuff a little
Aw.
bit.
I think you got a
Oh,
good
that's fine.
excuse.
But yeah. So, anything else, or are we good? I guess. Does anyone want to? I'm guessing you're waiting at least till tomorrow to get your gold. And is there more downtime stuff you want to do, or do you think you're going to head out to go see the nobles?
I mean, after I talk to Glim, I'm going to. I'm so according to the treasurer, we've got 3 high quality Ankeg plates and 1 regular.
Yeah.
I would probably attempt to start making the regular into some kind of armor, just to kind of as a practice.
You could probably make that into a shield.
Nothing. So, how many of the Ankeg plates would it
Well,
take to make
actually,
into, like?
it is a bunch of them from one of them. So, yeah. What do you want to make it into?
I was going to attempt some type of armor, like scale or breastplate
Breastplate?
or whatever you think
Breastplate.
I could make with regular.
Well, so you might need some other materials. So I'd say maybe like a 4th book price in materials to make this, besides the Ankeg plate. So whatever armor
Okay.
you're making, like a 4th of the book price, and materials for it. And then I would say, do you know if it's medium or heavy or light?
Well, what I was looking at was medium, but for that cost, yeah, I'd probably have to do.
I could help with the cost if I get to wear it.
I mean, this is an experimental one. It might not turn out very well, so I hate to have you. Well, let me ask you this, Lou. What's the advantage of Ankeg armor? Is it lighter?
So Ankeg armor would be a little bit lighter. It also is better at holding certain enchantments, like acid resistance.
Ooh.
And it's better for magic armor. It makes it easier to enchant.
All right. Does it have any effect on the strength requirement to wear it?
Well, if you go medium, there is no strength requirement.
I know, but I'm
Really heavy.
I'm thinking longer term.
No, it wouldn't affect the strength requirement. It would just be a little bit
Okay.
lighter than steel, but similar strength.
Would it affect disadvantage on stealth checks?
No, that's more specialized, like mithril. This wouldn't do that. No.
Got it.
The only
Alright,
thing
so
it would
then
really
I
do
would-
is it would be for enchanting purposes and making it lighter, like weight wise.
All right. Then, yeah, I would say if you'd like, I can attempt to make either scale mail for you or a breastplate for you if you can spot me, depending on how much gold you can afford to use to buy materials.
I mean, as long as you have. How much gold do you have? Because I have 90.
Oh, I could put 10 gold toward it if you wanted to attempt a breastplate.
Yeah? I'm down.
And we're going to get more gold tomorrow.
Yeah, and any part of that would have been Otto's share, he'll give back to Anvir since Anvir spotted him some.
Alright, so you're gonna try to make a breastplate. That's a
Sure.
medium. That's a medium armor, right?
Yep, it is.
So
breastplate.
that would probably take you about 3 days to do.
Okay.
Do you
so,
need an arcanist for the first? Like, are you trying to enchant it or just make a standard non-magic breastplate?
He
I think
wouldn't.
I got to make it first.
Yeah, he wouldn't actually. You need
Uh,
the recipe to enchant it. And I don't think anyone has
Oh,
any
okay.
magical item recipes right now.
Gotcha. Okay.
Yeah, but yeah, it would take you about 3 days and cost about one fourth the price in the book in materials.
So that would be 100 gold pieces for a breastplate. And we're going to be here for 3 days, right?
If you want to be, unless the group
Can be.
is. I mean, I could just
If he's
pass the time
crafting, then
quickly.
we'll wait on him. I think.
Yeah, I don't have to do the 3 days. It's like you guys would just spend your upkeeps, and yeah, we could pass the 3 days. But why don't we get into that next time, because we are getting close to the end
Okay.
here. Let's do MVP votes. And anyone at home can give me an MVP vote too if you want. Unless you're a player already. You can't double MVP vote. Mary.
Hey, I've never tried to do that.
Uh-huh. So give me a whisper with the MVP vote. And thank you all for being understanding with my current situation. I appreciate it.
Of course.
Hopefully the game was still fun.
Yeah.
All right, I got 4 votes.
It's honestly so nice to not have to fight something else.
I mean, I figure last game was like all battles, so maybe we should do like a little bit of, just chill. Like,
What's the command to whisper to the DM again?
hang on, I'll type
Slash
it up.
whisper space
Press W.
geo, then the name.
Okay.
Splash the name. Space the name. Yada yada yada. Yeah,
Thank
that.
you.
Without the parentheses, a name is replaced by the name you want to.
Yeah,
Yep.
exactly. In case you didn't know, yeah. Oh, excuse me. All right. So I think I know who the MVP is, unless I got some votes from the audience, which doesn't look like I did. So with 3 votes, Onyx is MVP. Congrats.
You had
Yay.
you
Thank
had
you.
7 at one point in the Twitch, so it was definitely not all players.
Yeah, no, I had some people. I think people like kind of come and go, but no subscribers or anything, which is whatever. But yeah,
Well, thank you. I will use that inspiration point for trying to make armor.
there you go. I don't think you can use inspiration points for
Oh, that's right. You won't let me do it.
No.
Oh, that's right.
No, refuse.
I mean,
That's
you
right.
could.
you can
but
if you
said
can
couldn't.
find another armor person, they can help you. But yeah, you can't roll with advantage on those.
Okay. So does it have to be someone within the party, or can it be an NPC?
You can go look for an NPC, but it's unlikely anyone in town here is as skilled as you are.
Not Glim? He's the one that taught me everything I know.
That's true. Maybe Glim. Maybe.
Actually, no. He wouldn't have taught me making armor. He would have taught me tinkering. I learned making armor working for a blacksmith. So
There you go. So that was Onyx as MVP. And yeah, I'm just going to take some notes, but you're all welcome to take off if you wish. And yeah,
All right, I'm gonna be heading to bed. See you guys next time.
see you next
thanks,
time.
everybody. Thanks, Lou.
Yeah,
Catch you guys.
no problem.
Good night, everyone.
Take care.
I actually it's I'm not sure why, but I felt like we had several hooks like in the previous game that were keeping us from going back to Candlelight. I didn't realize we'd get back here so soon.
No, just the Knoll stuff. Now that it's done, I think.
Well, there was, yeah, I think in the other group they encountered that archer, that made us like, yeah. Anyway, I did think it might be a little longer before Otto came back here, but
Yeah, well, the games are also a little bit different, so.
Always, yeah. Always, yeah. Are we still streaming?
At the moment, yeah.
Okay.
I guess I can end the stream. All right, stream, you're getting ended. Hope everyone enjoyed.
Good night,
the-
everyone.
Yeah, hope you enjoyed the game. Have a good night.